Chapter 2741. After Chen Shang finished his meal, he curled his lips and followed Wu Profound downstairs. At this time, many people were the same. The commotion just now was so huge, startling many people. When he reached the first floor, Chen Shang heard a loud noise. "Little girl, how dare you cause trouble at our place? Just because of what you did just now, you can't even afford to spend 10,000 years to pay for it," a middle-aged woman said angrily. Her body was emitting an imposing manner and was not weak at all. "Quickly hand my sister over, or I'll destroy this drunken fragrance in right now." Chen Shang heard a very familiar voice, and looked outside the door, to see that it was a woman wearing a mask, and it was actually Jiang Ximei. Why was Jiang Ximei here? Didn't Feng Rushui say that she was brought to a mysterious place by the Grandma Jiang? The mysterious place was actually the Flying Dragon Pagoda. Chen Shang didn't understand, because Flying Dragon Pagoda only appeared after the competition, and it wasn't easy for Grandma Jiang to bring the two of them to the 100th floor. "Your sister has been chosen by the young master of our drunken fragrance tower, and we have even offered you a price. Is 1,000 myriad Dao crystals not enough? If it wasn't for our young master being interested in your sister, would your sister be able to sell them for 1,000 myriad Dao crystals? Not even 1,000,000 people want it," the middle-aged woman said. Chen Shang was really furious in his heart. Drunken Fragrance Pavilion was obviously trying to buy it by force, and it was even trying to buy someone, and the person who did so was Chen Zhang's good friend. Zhang Sijing, this kind of beautiful woman, was actually sold. Last time, Chen Shang was instantly infuriated. He wanted to go over and kill the middle-aged woman with a single slash. "Wu Profound, is the young master of Drunken Fragrance Pavilion here too?" Chen Shang anxiously asked Wu Profound. As matters stood, the most important thing was to save Zhang Sijing. "At the top, we were just eating at the top floor. What business do you have with him?" Wu Profound said. "Let's go, quickly," Chen Shang said. "The woman that guy bought, is my friend." When Wu Profound heard it, without saying a word, he rushed to the top floor with Chen Shang. "This is the residence of that young master," Wu Profound said, and kicked the door open, since the people around him did not know that he was the one who did it. Chen Shang immediately rushed in, released the Dao Heart Eye, and quickly saw Zhang Sijing, who was trapped in a secret room. "She's here," Chen Shang pointed to the secret room. Wu Profound took out a long sword, and with a few thrusts, he destroyed the door of the secret room, and then, kicked it open. When Chen Shang saw Zhang Sijing's face was filled with fear. When she first saw Chen Shang, she thought that she had seen wrongly, and when she confirmed that it was Chen Zhang's qi, she immediately pounced on him. "Elder brother Shen," Zhang Sijing began to cry. She had been through a lot these past few days. "That guy didn't do anything to you, did he?" Chen Shang patted her back and asked gently. "No, I threatened him with death. He did not dare to do anything to me." Zhang Sijing hugged Chen Shang tightly. "Rest well, your sister is still down there. I'll go down now." Chen Shang placed Zhang Sijing inside the Yuyao Mountain Villa. Zhang Sijing was very familiar with the Yuyao Mountain Villa. She had stayed inside for a period of time and liked the environment inside. "Chen Shang, hurry up and go down. That lady might not be able to hold off the people from Drunken Fragrance Pavilion," said. No matter what, he would help Chen Shang. With Chen Zhang's power, he had earned almost 1 billion Dao crystal. If he was willing to pay 100 million, a lot of people would rush to help him shovel the Drunken Fragrance Pavilion away. Chen Shang immediately went downstairs and fought with the middle-aged woman. The first floor of Drunken Fragrance Pavilion was already in a mess. Chen Shang observed carefully and discovered that there were a lot of experts in Drunken Fragrance Inn. All of them were from the Heaven Realm. What surprised him was that Zhang Ximei was also from the Heaven Realm, and was using an extremely berserk law of death and the dragon law to suppress the middle-aged woman. Impressive, this girl should be in the early stage of Heaven Realm, and the Drunken Fragrance Madam is in the middle stage of the Divine Sky Realm. To actually be suppressed, this is unreasonable. Miss Mosk's rules are rare principle, 300 million dragon law rule beads per pellet. Seems like she has cultivated the Dao of Dragon Meridian. This requires 30 billion Dao crystal. The Drunken Fragrance Madam has kicked a metal board this time. Quote. "Is what you said true? Don't scare me. To be able to cultivate a Dragon Meridian worth 30 billion while being at the early Heavenly God stage, what is the background of this girl?" Wu Profound could guess a little. He felt that Chen Shang must have helped him, because Chen Shang could refine law beads. Thinking about it now, he also felt excited, because it wouldn't be long before he could cultivate rare principle, so no matter what, he had to build a good relationship with Chen Shang. Young master, quickly save me! Drunken Fragrance old procuress suddenly shouted, and a young man rushed in from outside. Tao of Dragon Meridians. When the young master Drunken Fragrance sensed the violent primal dragon chi, his heart was shocked. However, he still made his move. After all, someone was causing trouble for him. Seeing this, Wu Profound jumped over with the sword in his hand, and slashed towards the throat of the old procuress, chopping her head off. Wu Profound, you're crazy. Seeing that, the young master was enraged, and then he rushed towards Wu Profound. You're the crazy one, snatching my daughter, I just can't bear to see you do it. Wu Profound sneered. Wu Profound was rather famous here. Usually, he wouldn't have to pay the bill when he came to Drunken Fragrance Inn, because the owner of Drunken Fragrance Inn had given him a free ticket, and because his master was a successor disciple, he was someone worth fawning over. Chen Shang immediately sent a sound transmission to Jiang Sime. Mei, it's me. Sijing has already been saved by me, you don't have to worry. Quote. Wu Profound let Chen Shang go first and reunited with him at Profound Wudan Pavilion. Chen Shang had already went outside the door, and Jiang Sime had also followed him out. The fight inside the intoxicated inn was extremely heated. Chen Shang did not have the strength to continue watching, and furthermore, Jiang Sijing was already safe. He believed that Wu Profound would definitely give the young master a painful lesson. Jiang Sime was very shocked, he never thought that Chen Shang would actually come to this place. Outside, Jiang Sime took out a pearl and shook it in front of Chen Shang. Is this a justice law beads? I'm fine. Chen Shang could not help but laugh, but he was secretly surprised. This was because Jiang Sime actually had a righteous law beads, which meant that she knew about the affairs of the myriad Dao Mausoleum S. Chen Shang brought Jiang Sime to stroll around the streets, shaking off a few people who were following them, then they arrived at the Profound Wudan Pavilion. Why do you have such a righteous law beads? Chen Shang frowned, he had Jiang Sijing come out of Yuyao Mountain Villa. The moment Jiang Sijing came out, she hugged her big sister and didn't cry anymore. She had already been saved and they had even met Chen Shang. Grandma gave us. This is a long story. Quote, Jiang Sime sighed. It could be seen that when she was taken away by the Grandma Jiang, she had many stories. When Grandma went to look for Shui Yunshang, she suddenly met an old acquaintance. This old acquaintance is Grandma's junior brother and is also one of the 3 heroes of Myriad Dao. However, while Grandma and this old acquaintance was chatting, he suddenly attacked Grandma. Fortunately, Grandma has a very powerful protective divine artifact on her body, which prevented her from getting injured. Quote. Later on, she also guessed a few things. She knew that Shui Yunshang had been possessed by the evil soul and when you went to look for him again, she believed that you would definitely suffer, so she lied and said that she would bring us to look for someone. At that time, she was also worried that Ru Shui had been carried by the evil soul, so she didn't tell Ru Shui. Chapter 2742. Chen Shang nodded after hearing what Jiang Sime had said. In that situation, it was understandable for Grandma Jiang to be worried that he would be carried away by the evil soul and then return to harm the Mei Jing sisters. After she left the city, she found an old friend. Her old friend used the ancient transmission array. He used up a lot of Dao crystal and teleported us here. Only when Grandma came here did she tell us what had happened. Jiang Sijing patted Chen Zhang's head as if he was a child. How could I be alright? Chen Shang pinched her face and laughed. What about Ruizu? Jiang Sime asked, how is she? After spending a while with Feng Rushui, Jiang Sime had already become his close friend. Back then, when Grandma Jiang said that Feng Rushui might be tricked, she was very sad as well. She's fine, she and I almost fell for it. After that, Chen Shang told the Mei Jing sisters what happened to him. The 2 sisters had been here for a while now. After coming here, Grandma Jiang had thought of ways to raise their cultivation to the early stage of the Divine Sky Realm, then abandon them here to do something important by himself. Your grandma is really mysterious. Chen Shang sighed. To think that you would know someone who can teleport you all here, it would be very difficult for me to come here. She also used a lot of Dao crystal. Jiang Sijing said. In fact, all the old guys at the 7 Great Villa know the way to come here. They will come soon, but they aren't the strongest here, and their tricks can easily be seen through. They can't do anything about it. Jiang Sime said. Will those evil souls be seen through? The 7 great villas that they belong to all correspond to the 7 divine beast sects here. Chen Shang said. They should be seen through. However, if they want to enter the 7 god beast sects, they must first hand over a certain number of Dao crystal. It's not that easy to get in. Jiang Ximei said. Right, who was that man with you? Jiang Sijing asked curiously. His name is Wu Profound, it's my partner here. Chen Shang said with a smile, then he told them about his cooperation with Wu Profound in a simple manner. In the past, Jiang Ximei and Chen Shang had cooperated, but since they had come here, Jiang Ximei's strength was limited, so he was unable to help Chen Shang. It was all thanks to the Dragon Law Rule beads that Chen Shang gave her that she was able to suppress the middle stage of the Heaven Realm this year, allowing her to cultivate and gain an extremely strong power. Talk to Wu Profound and ask him if I can do something in this shop. I'm also an alchemist, so refining some pills shouldn't be a problem. Jiang Ximei said. Of course you can, how about this, I still have some medicinal herbs, you 2 sisters can work together. Chen Shang said, if you need rare principal pearls, come and find me. Jiang Ximei did not want to rely too much on Chen Shang, since she already had the Dragon Path Meridians, her need for Dao Crystal S was not much, but she wanted to find something to do. When Wu Profound returned, looking at his smiling face, he knew that had handled the matter well. What did you do to that guy? Chen Shang laughed. After a fierce beating, even if he doesn't die, he'll still be crippled. If his father hadn't come to plead for mercy, I would have been even more ruthless. Wu Profound said, that old procuress was not that lucky. Back then, she was the one who kidnapped this lady, right? Jiang Sijing was not as strong as her elder sister, and she was also a relatively simple type of person, so it wasn't strange that she was tricked and taken away. Well, they're bad. Jiang Sijing nodded. The old procuress has been killed, and it was the owner of Drunken Fragrance Inn who did it. Wu Profound said, is this result satisfactory for the young lady? It's enough, I can't thank you enough. Jiang Ximei cupped his fists towards Wu Profound, Sijing is fine now. You're welcome, you're Chen Zhang's friends. Wu Profound laughed, he felt that the relationship between Chen Shang and the twins was definitely not ordinary. Wu Profound, I have something to tell you. Just a moment ago, Jiang Ximei said that he wanted to stay and do things. When Chen Shang mentioned it, he patted his chest and agreed. Previously, when he bought 30,000 Tianyun gold Dan S from Chen Shang, he received a lot of attention from the Profound Wu Dan Pavilion. When Wu Profound first came to the central region, he felt that it was easier to mix with the Profound Wu Dan Pavilion as there since their competitiveness wasn't very high. As expected, it was as he had expected. Chen Shang had already decided that before the Flying Dragon Association started, he would cultivate and break through spatial channels. He had already found out some details about the Flying Dragon Association and thought that they might have to fight to the death. There were so many people in the Flying Dragon Pagoda's 100 floors, yet so few managed to get a placing, so the competition would definitely be huge. Just like this, Chen Shang continued to refine Tianyun Gold Dan S to increase his cultivation, and then, he would refine 2 every month for Wu Profound to sell. During this period of time, Wu Profound had also taken a few pieces of the Black Tortoise Law beads for him to refine. The Xuanwu Law beads was activated by the Xuanwu Divine Beast, and after cultivating, it would possess the power of Xuanwu, which was mainly suitable for the disciples of Profound Marital School. These were also the 300 million Dao Crystal S. In merely 5 months, Chen Shang had already gathered 20 spatial law beads. He had told Wu Profound to buy all of these. In these 5 months, he had also reached the 10th level of the Tai Dao realm, and was only a hair away from entering it. And entering the Heaven realm was relatively difficult, even with the help of pills, it was difficult. There was no discount if he was buying law beads here. Chen Shang had bought 6 billion Dao crystal here. If it was in Myriad Dao City, he would have been able to buy it with less than 2 billion. However, Jiang Ximei had told him that the Grandma Jiang had said that after these Myriad Dao's divine steel was tormented, its lifespan would decrease and would quickly disappear. At that time, the people of the Myriad Dao City would think of ways to come here. I can finally start refining. I can refine 20 law beads in a day. I wonder what will happen if I manage to open a new meridian. Chen Shang was looking forward to see that if he could teleport here, he would be able to do a lot of things, and at the same time be safer. He had previously asked Wu Profound before, but many of the rankers here didn't cultivate in spatial laws, so they were definitely unable to teleport or even seal space. Even if his opponents were strong in the future, he was confident in killing them. Of course, this was on the premise that he could use the power of space as he had expected. After a few days, he successfully cultivated the spatial Dao vein. He secretly tested the strength of the primitive Dao power in the secret room, and released the primitive Dao power from the spirit of the Dao gods. Then, he sent it through the spatial Dao vein to the spatial profound door, urging the power of space. Teleport. Chen Shang immediately teleported from one end of the secret room to the other. It's a success. Chen Shang was incomparably excited. After being in the divine wasteland for so long, he had finally teleported once more. It had been a long time since he was this excited. Although it was a success, Chen Shang found a lot of problems. The energy of space is indeed consumed much more. Fortunately, I can teleport, and I'm not too far away. I can teleport at least 3,000 meters away. Quote. Chen Shang was already very satisfied with the distance. As long as he could teleport thousands of meters in an instant, he could enter and leave many places. Even if he met with danger, he could quickly escape. After that, he used the teleportation technique to retrieve objects and other spatial techniques, allowing him to freely use them. Looks like I need to cultivate a new Dao meridian. This will allow me to use the power of space here like a fish in water. Because Chen Shang had the foundation of a spatial profound door, after he had cultivated a spatial Dao vein, he was different from many people here. From the very beginning, people in the divine wasteland would not be able to use the power of space, so no one would cultivate in a spatial profound door. And Chen Shang was previously training in the natural law divine realm, so he laid down such a foundation. Chapter 2743. After cultivating the spatial Dao vein, Chen Shang finally felt a bit of safety, and now he dared to work even more boldly. I have to go out and try. After Chen Shang came out of seclusion, he went to find Wu Profound and asked him how he was going to get to the 101st floor. You want to go to the upper level? Why are you going there? Wu Profound asked. I just want to take a look. Could it be that that floor is very dangerous? Chen Shang heard that there weren't any dragon beast on this level, which was why he wanted to go to the upper level. As for the 99 floors below, they were filled with meteorites. I am certain of the danger. If you go with your current cultivation level, it will be a bit inappropriate. Why don't I touch you? I am at the late stage of the heaven realm anyway. Wu Profound laughed. Chen Shang already knew that Wu Profound was at the late stage of the divine sky realm. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been able to defeat the young master of Drunken Fragrance Pavilion so easily. No need, I'll go myself. Don't forget that I'm an alchemist. Chen Shang laughed mischievously. Wu Profound immediately remembered that since Chen Shang could refine law beads, he must definitely cultivate in a rare and powerful rule Dao line. I'm just worried that you might get hurt. Since you think that's okay, then go and take a look. Wu Profound nodded. Oh right, Wu Profound, do you know the disciples of Azure Dragon School? I heard that they are very powerful. Chen Shang asked. When he came here, he immediately knew Yi Chong. Yi Chong's brother was injured by that disciple. When was in Flying Dragon Association, he said that he wanted to fight to the death with that disciple, so Chen Shang felt that he had to help Yi Chong. After all, Yi Chong was a decent, honest person. Hearing Chen Shang talk about the disciples of the Azure Dragon School, Wu Profound's face slightly changed. This fellow is very powerful, very terrifying. All of the sects are extremely surprised that he is able to become their disciple, because the reputation of the Azure Dragon School is not bad, but the current disciple is a sinister and ruthless person. Wu Profound shook his head. Disciple here means that in the future, he will take over the entire sect, and there's a very high possibility for him to become a leader. If such a person were to become the leader, it would be an extremely terrifying matter. Isn't he at the late stage of the heaven realm? You are also at the late stage of the heaven realm, so your strength should be comparable to him, but you seem to be very afraid of him. Chen Shang said. Since they were both at the late stage of the heaven realm, the difference between them shouldn't be too big. Wu Profound shook his head. Other than needing to comprehend, heaven realm still needs law beads to cultivate. The difference between the initial, middle, and late stages of heaven realm is really because of the 3 profound divine junctures. 3 profound divine junctures. Chen Shang had heard that the heaven realm mainly required one to open 3 profound entrances. As long as he could open one, he would be able to enter the heaven realm. The heaven realm opens up the 3 profound divine junctures, and after it comes the 3 profound realm. The main thing is to cultivate the 3 profound divine junctures, and the 3 profound realm also consumes a lot of law beads. Wu Profound saw that Chen Shang had a face full of doubt and said, "Let me tell you something then, I really don't know what's going on with you. Even though your pill forging is incredible, you don't know a thing about cultivation." Quote, "You are now at the 10th level of the Tai Dao realm, and have already cultivated the spirit of the Dao gods to the maximum, and the next thing to do is to strengthen the spirit of the Dao gods, and unearth the power of the spirit of the Dao gods, allowing the spirit of the Dao gods to release even more Dao energy in one breath. This way, when we use Dao energy, we can instantly use more Dao energy, and our power will also become stronger." "How much stronger?" Chen Shang asked. Right now, he also felt that the bottleneck they had to face was not enough primitive Dao power even though he could transform into an even stronger profound door based on the ancient code and rule Dao line. However, spirit of the Dao gods was, after all, the source of every power. Under normal circumstances, the difference between the 10th stage of the Tai Dao realm and the initial stage of the Heaven realm would be 10 times, and the difference between the early and middle stage of the Heaven realm would be 10 times, while the difference between the middle and late stage is still 10 times. Hearing that, Chen Zhang's face changed slightly. "Doesn't that mean that there's 1,000 times difference in strength between you and me now?" "Of course not, I was talking about the usual case. If the Gate of Wonders is really big, or if there is a strong and rare rule Dao line, the difference between you and I can be shortened to 100 times. Chen Shang curled his lips, "So that means you're much, much, much stronger than me." Wu Profound laughed, "That's right, although my strength is thousands of times stronger than you, my ability is far inferior to yours. I work for you every day, I am your subordinate. How do I open the 3 profound divine junctures?" Chen Shang asked. "So you're saying, this will depend on luck and perception." Wu Profound sighed, "There are some who can't break through to the late stage of Heaven realm even after they reach the early stage of cultivation very quickly. This is fate. There are 3 divine entrances within the spirit of the Dao gods, which are known as the 3 profound divine junctures. When I opened one of the profound entrances, the amount of Dao energy that surged out of the spirit of the Dao gods was more than 10 times that of before." Chen Shang understood quite a bit, and said, "After clearing 3 profound goddess, you should be able to reach the late stage of the Heaven realm. Don't you think that there are no pills that can help you to open the 3 profound divine junctures?" "No, I've never heard of any miraculous medicine that could help me. But at this stage, eating law beads can help me understand the key to clearing 3 profound divine junctures, and every person's situation is different. I also ate a lot of law beads to succeed." Wu Profound said, "Furthermore, you have to eat those that are very expensive, and the help will be great. Since you can refine law beads, it shouldn't be a problem." Wu Profound felt that Chen Shang would only be able to break through sooner or later. After all, he knew how to refine pills and he could earn a lot of Dao crystal. "Will I be able to break through? I'm very worried about getting stuck in this Heaven realm." Chen Shang laughed bitterly. "Well, it's hard to say. The son of the leader from the White Tiger sect was stuck here for too many years, laughed at by others for so many years, then committed suicide. The White Tiger leader expended a lot of resources, but in the end, none of them succeeded." Quote, "Don't scare me." Chen Shang pretended to be terrified. "I really am not trying to scare you. To tell you the truth, one of my big brother was like this, watching as the people beside him continuously broke through Heaven realm, and he kept on walking, until he finally had to leave his family. It was really too hard to endure in that kind of environment. Using law beads can help me comprehend. If I don't understand the way to open profound God, then law beads will just be wasting their time." Chen Shang couldn't understand this point. If the law beads is fused with the spirit of the Dao gods, it can strengthen the spirit of the Dao gods and make it stronger. This can forcefully extract more Dao energy when you really need it, and can increase your strength by quite a bit. Wu Profound said, "When you're training, I'll understand for myself." Chen Shang had a fairly good understanding of the Heaven realm now, so he decided to wait for him to personally go and cultivate for a while. He would leave the profound Wudan pavilion and head towards the 101st floor. Chapter 2744. There was not much time until the Flying Dragon Association begin. Chen Shang calculated that there were still 4 to 5 months left, and felt that it would be beneficial for him to acquire even more strength. After flying for 2 days, Chen Shang arrived at the end of the stairs. At this time, there were also people who had entered the upper level, but they were all people from the Heaven realm. The reason why Chen Shang was hiding at the upper level was mainly to test how much he could use the spatial power. He intended to coordinate with the spatial power and then fight with the powerful dragon beast, in order to quickly familiarize himself with the battle experience of the spatial power that he was currently controlling. Because the spatial laws that he controlled were different from before, the speed and consumption of his teleportation was vastly different from when he was in natural law divine realm. In order to familiarize himself with the current power of the space laws, he had to practice it several times in actual combat. Only then would he be able to use the power of the space laws more proficiently. Arriving at the upper level, Chen Shang memorized the location where he was going down and then flew towards a certain direction, towards the desolate mountains and plains. He was going to look for the dragon beasts to fight with. There were too many people on the 100th floor, so the living quarters of the dragon beast were all occupied. As a result, in order to search for the dragon beast, one could only search for it on the higher or lower floor. There were also lower floors, but it would take them a long time to find anything. Chen Shang came up from below, so he knew about it. The reason why he chose to go to the higher floors was because he wanted to fight the stronger dragon beast, and the lower level dragon beast were weaker, so they could not activate his transformation ability. Chen Shang flew into a forest, and the trees inside were all tall and ancient trees, which weren't too dense. This kind of place was very suitable for living in Dragon Beast, and such a terrain was relatively common in Flying Dragon Pagoda. There aren't many Dragon Beast in the 101st level. After all, leaning on the 100th level makes it easier for humans to come here. This way, the Dragon Beast would be killed and run away. Chen Shang thought as he flew above the forest. After entering the forest, he suddenly discovered that there were dragon beasts' footprints on the ground. It's a big guy. Chen Shang was overjoyed. From the footprints, he could tell that it was a dragon beast with huge sharp claws. This kind of footprint is usually of the ape type. Being able to find a dragon and tiger should have good luck. Chen Shang had thought of purchasing the dragon beast's corpse before, and then extracting the dragon's strength from it to refine it into a dragon law rule beads. It was just that previously, when his cultivation was too high, the refining process would be much slower. He felt that if he could break through to the heaven realm and use Dragon Beast S to refine Dragon Law Rule beads, the speed would be much faster. He could earn 600 million after refining it. He felt that if he used the Dragon Beast's corpse to refine a Dragon Law Rule beads, it might only require 100 million or even less Dao crystal to refine one pill, and he could earn an extra 2 to 300 million. The Dragon Tiger isn't bad either. Its strength is one of the stronger Dragon Beasts. I'll try my best sneak attack first. Chen Shang followed the footprints on the ground and quietly flew through the forest. Dragon Tiger was currently eating a dragon pig. It was extremely bloody, and Dragon Beast killing each other was a very common sight. It's a dragon and tiger with golden armor. I heard that the strength of this kind of dragon and tiger is usually at the middle stage of the heaven realm. I wonder if I can succeed in ambushing them. Chen Shang held his breath, and upon maintaining a certain distance from the dragon tiger, he immediately teleported over. At the same time, he released his heavenly magic sword and fiercely swung it down. Chen Shang hurriedly put away the corpse of the dragon tiger and half of the dragon boar into the Chuangshi God Furnace S. Was ecstatic to be able to kill this dragon and tiger in an instant. He used all his strength to teleport away and left that place. The distance is about 3,000 feet. That's not bad. Although the consumption is high, it can still be within the acceptable range. Chen Shang had already used the limit of teleportation just now. He then used the space wind to travel with the wind. Although his speed was not as fast as the speed in natural law divine realm, it was still many times faster than flying here. The consumption is great, it seems I have to use it carefully. Chen Shang didn't expect that just a few moments would cause him to float along with the wind for more than 10 meters, which was much faster than teleportation. In the next few days, he killed dozens of dragon beast. Some of the later stage heaven realm's dragon beast were all killed by his sneak attack. There are also heaven realm S among those evil soul S. If I use this method to launch a sneak attack, I will definitely succeed. Chen Shang did not want others to know that he had such a high level of spatial energy. This was because although the people here could cultivate the spatial Tao, they were unable to control the spatial laws. The strongest person in the evil soul should be the 6th God stage. The 6th God stage is above the 3 profound realm. I am not a match for him right now, so I must stay far away from him. Although Chen Shang was only at the 10th level of the ancient Tao, he had an incomparably sharp heavenly magic sword. At the same time, he had cultivated 3 types of rare Dao veins, namely the spatial Dao vein, the flight Dao vein, and the dragon Dao vein, which were worth 30 billion. This was an increase in strength. Of course, if he could not use the heavenly magic sword and the spatial Dao vein, his strength would also be greatly reduced. Usually, he would not use these during formal matches. It's time to go back. Chen Shang reaped quite a lot from this trip, allowing him to regain the feeling of controlling the power of the spatial laws back then. In order to reduce his energy consumption, he only flew, he did not use teleportation or space wind. After flying for several hours, he suddenly sensed a familiar aura. Isn't this Big Brother Yi? Chen Shang had secretly watched Yi Chong fight with his master before, and he had memorized Yi Chong's aura at that time. At the moment, he was flying in the air. He did not hear the sounds of battle, but he could feel Yi Chong's qi, which meant that Yi Chong was engaged in an intense battle. He immediately followed Yi Chong's qi and flew over, only to see a few tens of people watching the battle from afar. The battlefield was quite far away from them because the aftermath of a battle of this level was very strong. Who are these people? Chen Shang saw that the people watching the battle were all young men and women wearing luxurious clothing. They were not ordinary people, and all of them had extremely sharp auras, and were all extremely powerful people. There are many in the middle and late stages of Heaven Realm. Chen Shang exclaimed in his heart, could it be that the disciples of the famous sects are gathered here, but why is Brother Yi here? Boom! A thunder-like sound echoed out. Chen Shang looked in the direction of the voice. From that direction, a person was flying horizontally towards him. That person let out a sorrowful and angry roar, and was then struck down by someone who suddenly appeared above him. Brother Yi has been beaten down. The person who attacked him was very fast and had an extremely strong jumping ability. He instantly jumped above Brother Yi and knocked him to the ground. Chen Shang saw that person. He was dressed in green with a dragon pattern on it. This was obviously the attire of the Azure Dragon School. Chapter 2745. After confirming it was Yi Chong, Chen Shang immediately teleported over, and at the same time, revealed his true form. After grabbing onto the ground, he heavily injured Yi Chong, jumped up, and left the place. The instant he left his original spot, a streak of cyan lightning struck down from the skies. The body of the youth who had attacked Yi Chong earlier, swiftly shot downwards, his feet stepping on the ground. Boom! The young man landed on the ground, but did not step on Yi Chong. The berserk thunder power erupted, blasting a huge pit there. The moment Chen Shang appeared, everyone noticed him. The young man who was falling from the sky was also very surprised, but he was too late. He had already attacked, so he wasted his last powerful attack. Right now, Chen Shang was being surrounded by a group of people, and when they saw Chen Shang appearing, they immediately rushed over to surround him. Big Brother Yi, are you all right? Chen Shang looked at Yi Chong who was covered in blood, and shouted lightly, ignoring the people who surrounded him. Brother, why did you save me? I am truly sorry. Yi Chong looked at Chen Shang, who had a low cultivation level and was surrounded by the strong youths, and felt grief and indignation in his heart. He felt that he would definitely kill Chen Shang. Big Brother Yi also helped me in the past. You thought highly of me when you took me to Flying Dragon City, so I treated you as a friend and a brother. Chen Shang smiled at Yi Chong. =1 Ben read fiction bro. Yi Chong shouted in grief, you will die, I have long been prepared to die. Chin profound, this brother of mine doesn't have any grudges with you, let him go. Quote. HMPH, he saved you. I don't want to kill this nuisance, but I want to teach him a lesson. This man was short and handsome, but his face was full of viciousness and ruthlessness. Chen Shang had thought that the youth who was fighting with Yi Chong was the head disciple of the Azure Dragon School, but he never expected that it wasn't him. The young man who spoke just now was the one. Chen Shang also noticed that there were more dragons embroidered on Qin Profound's green clothes, which made him look a lot more domineering. Fan Qing, quickly kill this fellow. You actually want to sneak attack me, by the way, don't let him die too comfortably. Qin Profound said coldly and ruthlessly, his sinister gaze carried a kind of anticipation. It seemed that he really liked it when people watched him die. With me here, don't even think of touching a single hair on my big brother's head. Chen Shang said coldly, looking at Fan Qing who was about to fight, the young man who was fighting with Yi Chong just now. When the others heard Chen Zhang's words, they could not help but be shocked. Everyone here could tell that Chen Shang was only at the 10th layer of Tai Dao. Ordinary heaven realm people would be able to sense the aura of the profound God on other people, so they were very sure that Chen Shang had not stepped into the heaven realm. For someone with a cultivation at the 10th level of the Tai Dao realm to appear at this level was already rather unexpected, but now he even had to protect Yi Chong. Bro, Yi Chong felt very upset. He had originally wanted to fight Qin Profound with his life on the line, but he hadn't thought that it would implicate Chen Shang. Alright then, you go first. Something like you, I want to see just how capable you are in preserving this trash. Qin Profound sneered and gave Fan Qing a signal with his eyes. When Chen Shang suddenly appeared just now, many people were shocked, because they did not notice him. Wait, Chen Shang roared, my big brother has lost to you. If I defeat you, can you let us leave? Chen Shang could use teleportation to leave very smoothly, but he had another plan. With just you? A young man in the crowd asked in disdain. That's right. Chen Shang looked at Fan Qing. He felt that this Fan Qing should only be at the early stage of the heaven realm. The spirit chi he had when fighting Yi Chong was similar to Zhang Ximei's. Haha, he began to laugh loudly. Although Fan Qing is Qin Profound's disciple, he is still at the early stage of the heaven realm. Furthermore, he has a rare set of rules. Even though Yi Chong is in the middle stage of the heaven realm, he still can't beat Yi Chong. Quote, since this Fan Qing can defeat people in the middle stage, then why can't I defeat people in the early stage of the heaven realm with the strength of 10 levels of the ether realm? Chen Shang replied with a question, can we fight? We'll only know if we fight or not, don't jump to a conclusion. I've seen a lot of guys like you who like to fart with their mouths. That's why I'm curious, are you using your mouth to fart? You even use your mouth when you're shitting. Quote, I will tear you apart. The man was instantly enraged. The berserk chi around his body erupted, bringing about a gust of wind. The strong killing intent enveloped Chen Shang, but he stood there straight, his expression calm, as though he was not at all scared. This level of calmness actually caused many people to praise in their hearts. In this sort of situation, many people at the 10th level of the Tai Dao realm would kneel down in fear of that murderous intent. It seems that you have some ability. If you lose, both of you will die miserably. Qin Profound said. I'll wait until your fight wins. If I win, I can bring Big Brother Yi away, right? Chen Shang said. If you win, that won't be a problem. Qin Profound laughed sinisterly. Don't believe his bullshit, Yi Chong shouted. Big Brother Yi, you rest first. I'll definitely beat him. Chen Shang smiled mysteriously at Yi Chong. Qin Profound was extremely interested in Chen Shang, because there was no aura around the place when Chen Shang suddenly appeared, which made him a little fearful. After all, Chen Shang was only at the 10th stage of the Tai Dao realm, but even he himself did not know how Chen Shang suddenly appeared here, nor did he save Yi Chong. Chen Shang supported Yi Chong to the side, and after rubbing his fists, he asked, can I use weapons? Fan Qing immediately replied, do as you wish, even if you use 10 weapons, it's useless. Your weapons are like tree branches in my eyes. Chen Shang took out his heavenly magic sword. That's right, I'll kill you truthfully. What should I do? Chen Shang asked again. Don't even think about stupid things, you can't even kill me in your dreams. Hearing that, Fan Qing frowned. Chen Shang actually wanted to kill him. Begin. Qin Profound was getting impatient, and shouted loudly. With a shout, Fan Qing immediately attacked, transforming into a ray of cyan-colored lightning, and struck horizontally towards Chen Shang. Qin Profound's voice still reverberated, and the Fan Qing that had turned into a cyan lightning had already penetrated Chen Zhang's body. Fan Qing passed through Chen Zhang's body, turned his head, and saw that there was only a hole on his abdomen, but there was no blood at all. Furthermore, his body did not explode, which meant that there was a big problem. Earlier, everyone thought that Chen Shang was a little lucky, that he would be able to hold on for a period of time. However, they didn't expect that he would actually be able to kill her with just one move. Just as everyone was thinking about that, Chen Shang suddenly appeared behind Fan Qing. With a flash of his sword, a red line suddenly appeared on Fan Qing's neck. Just as everyone saw the red lines on Fan Qing's neck, Fan Qing's chest had 10 more holes in it. When Chen Shang cut Fan Qing's head off, he had also thrusted dozens of times into Fan Qing's body, his speed reaching his limit. Chapter 2746. Fan Qing, who was full of confidence just a moment ago, had his head smashed into the ground now and his body turned into a hornet's nest. Everyone present, especially Qin Profound, were all dumbstruck by Chen Zhang's previous attack. This was because Chen Shang was only at the 10th stage of the Tai Dao realm, yet he was already so formidable upon entering. Qin Profound immediately analyzed Chen Zhang's fighting technique. He was certain that Chen Shang did not disappear just now because he was moving too quickly, and had even used some secret technique to make himself invisible so that he could hide his presence. That was why Fan Qing did not sense him. Furthermore, Chen Shang also used another secret method, which made himself look like he had been defeated. He released an illusion to confuse Fan Qing, allowing him to be careless. And this was all done instantly by Chen Shang, in one breath. It was so smooth, it required a lot of fighting experience. I won. Chen Shang helped the surprised Yi Chong up and walked towards the lower level. Don't even think about leaving. Qin Profound bellowed, his entire body brimming with killing intent. The rest of the people also surrounded him. Some of them were from the Azure Dragon School, and the others were probably Qin Profound's friends. All of them were in the early stage or even the late stage of the Heaven Realm. On what basis? Didn't you just say that you only need to beat him? Chen Shang asked. It's not bad that you won against him, but you killed him too. He's my disciple. You killed my disciple. Do you think you can leave? 3W. YBDU. Qin Profound clenched his fists tightly. His disciple was killed right in front of his eyes. What kind of shame was this? Hey, your disciple also wanted to kill me just now. If he wasn't that ruthless, I would have shown mercy. Chen Shang snorted. If you are killed by my disciple, your friend can also kill me. I have no objections. Qin Profound had already walked over, and shouted at the same time, everyone surround him, this guy has a strange secret technique, don't let him run away. Just as Qin Profound finished speaking, Chen Shang and the injured Yi Chong suddenly disappeared. They're still nearby. I can feel their auras. Qin Profound immediately faced a direction and struck with his palm, striking out a huge, angry black dragon. The black dragon flew away, leaving behind a gully in the ground. It crashed into a small mountain in the distance, blowing it away. Chen Shang was already invisible as he flew up with Yi Chong. Just now, he was running on the ground purposely to attract Qin Profound's attention, and with that, after Qin Profound attacked, he would release a burst of qi that would disrupt the atmosphere. This way, no matter how much qi Chen Shang released, it would not be discovered so easily. He ran away. Where did this guy come from? Qin Profound's face turned sinister, the veins popping up were black, and he looked very frightening. No one beside him dared to speak, as they had already been scared stiff by his violent and angry aura. Yi Chong had already fainted, but when he saw Chen Shang kill Fan Qing, he knew that Chen Zhang's strength was not weak, so he was a lot more at ease. Chen Shang put Yi Chong inside the Yuyao Mountain Villa. He did not leave Qin Profound's side. These guys, they actually want to kill me. Chen Shang was not afraid of them right now. It was a common thing for various sects and schools to clash with each other in private, especially in this kind of place. If they were to return to the city, they wouldn't dare to do so. Let's split up and search. It would be best if we could send 3 people in a row. He must still be here. He must have consumed a lot of his secret arts to use invisibility, so he won't use it often. We can sense his aura just by concentrating. Qin Profound shouted. Chen Shang had teleported back to that place just now and heard what Qin Profound said. This Qin Profound is indeed very strong. When he was angry, his qi was extremely violent. Even if he ambushed me it would be difficult, maybe he would even injure me heavily. If I had the strength of a middle stage heaven realm, it wouldn't be a problem for me. Chen Shang was unwilling, but for safety's sake, he could only give up the idea of killing Qin Profound, and turn his attention to the others. These fellows are together with Qin Profound, and they can endure his temper. They must be colluding with Qin Profound, and are all the same kind of people as him, so there's no need for me to be lenient. If I didn't run away just now, they would have definitely surrounded me and killed me. Chen Shang would never hold back against an enemy that wanted to kill him. Right now, he was secretly following the 5 disciples of the Azure Dragon School. 4 hours later, these 5 people had entered a forest. Chen Shang also planned to make his move inside. Inside Yuyao Mountain Villa, Yi Chong's voice suddenly came out. What is this place? This is my divine sense sea world. Big brother Yi, rest well. Chen Shang immediately replied. Bro, you're really amazing. You actually killed Fan Qing. This guy is so strong. Yi Chong sincerely admired Chen Shang. Nothing. Oh right, why are you here? Chen Shang asked. Big brother Yi, are you here to kill Qin Profound? Does he know where he is? Quote. Yes, I heard that he brought his own team here to hunt Dragon Beast, and then hid on the road to ambush him. I never thought that his team would be so strong and have so many people. I can't even defeat one of them. Yi Chong was extremely ashamed. Big brother Yi, you should go rest for now. I'll be back on the 100th floor soon. Chen Shang said. He had already taken out his heavenly magic sword. He sucked in a small breath of air and used teleportation to hack off the heads of the 3 Azure Dragon School disciples closest to him. After the other 2 disciples realized this, they were about to attack, but Chen Shang had already arrived behind them and killed them all. HMPH, is it at the early stage of Heaven Realm? Chen Shang disposed of their corpses, then left the forest and returned to the 100th floor. On the way back, he met more than 10 people with Qin Profound, all of whom were killed by him cooperating with spatial teleportation. After returning to the 100th floor, Chen Shang immediately returned to the Flying Dragon City. He gave Yi Chong some Dao Crystal S to hide in, and told Yi Chong that he would help him kill Qin Profound sooner or later. Yi Chong was extremely grateful to Chen Shang. He did not accept Chen Zhang's Dao Crystal, and also promised Chen Shang that he would not be so reckless in the future. When Chen Shang returned to the profound Wudan Pavilion, he thought back to when he killed those people at the early stage of the Heaven Realm. I have to enter the Heaven Realm. Next time I meet Qin Profound, I must kill him. Chen Shang greeted Wu Profound and then entered the secret room to cultivate 3 profound divine junctures. How do I gain enlightenment? Chen Shang was confused by this, because the process of comprehension was different for everyone. Sometimes, it would suddenly happen and it would be hard to describe it in words. Chapter 2747. Chen Shang closed up for more than 10 days, but he did not make any progress at all. He had no choice but to let Wu Profound buy Dragon Beast S worth 100 million. He wanted to try using the Dragon Law Rule Beads and see if he could gain insights into the 3 profound divine junctures if he ate it. Wu Profound did not know why Chen Shang wanted so many corpses of the Dragon Beast, but he did not ask. Chen Shang still had 3 billion Dao Crystal S, which was a lot in the eyes of many. However, Chen Shang felt that it was very little, because he wanted to cultivate Heavenly Alchemy Dao line. He had asked Wu Profound before, but there was actually a Heavenly Alchemy Dao line here. But there was something here from the beginning, which made Chen Shang feel that the rules were very ancient as well. However, Heavenly Alchemy Rule Beads S were extremely expensive, and in Wu Profound's eyes, they were supreme powers of the ancient code. He didn't even know what use the ancient code had. Wu Profound did not know whether or not he had trained in the laws of heaven, but although many sects knew that there existed such laws, when the myriad Dao Divine Steel appeared, they had never used a Dao crystal to condense them, because condensing a single Heavenly Alchemy Rule Beads already required a price of over 4 billion. Wu Profound had heard that if one bought one, it would require at least 5 billion Dao Crystal S. Under normal circumstances, 100 law beads would be required to cultivate it, but 100 would be required to buy one. Ben, read. Fiction requires 500 billion Dao Crystal. So even though Chen Shang had 3 billion now, he felt that it was far from enough, even though he only needed 20 law beads S. We can only look at Flying Dragon Association. Chen Shang planned to cultivate in seclusion for another half a month. If he was unable to open one of the profound goddess gates, he would temporarily give up. This was because he wanted to earn more Dao Crystal. After he obtained the Flying Dragon Association's quota, he would be able to use the least amount of Dao Crystal to condense even more rare law beads. 100 million Dragon Beast corpses can allow me to condense 2 Dragon Law Rule Beads. Chen Shang did not expect to receive such a huge harvest. Although the Law Beads S here were much more expensive than the Myriad Dao City S, the corpses of the Dragon Beast S here were very cheap, and the corpses here contained even more dragon energy. 2 Dragon Law Rule Beads S is 600 million, but I only used 100 million. If I refine them again, these 2 Dragon Law Rule Beads can be sold on the black market. At that time, they will definitely sell for 200 million. Quote. Thinking about it, Chen Shang felt joy in his heart. It was just that the refining process was a little more complicated than before. It would require at least an entire day to be completed. However, it would save them a lot of costs, and it would still be more worthwhile. At least they wouldn't need to let those powers earn so many Dao Crystal. The next thing he wanted to do was to make the 2 law beads for himself to eat. He wanted to see if he could figure out a way to open the 3 profound divine junctures. He ate one of them. It was worth 1 billion and it made his heart ache. but he had no choice, it was all for the sake of allowing him to quickly break through to the heaven realm. After eating it, he immediately fused the power of the law that the law beads refined into the spirit of the Tao gods. He did not know what uses it had, and that was what Wu Profound told him. He focused his mind and refined the power of law into the spirit of the Tao gods. The 10th level of the Tao Dan realm is only a matter of cultivating the spirit of the Tao gods to the mature state, but it is not at the peak of strength. I feel that there is still room for display. At this time, Chen Shang could feel that the spirit of the Tao gods was becoming stronger. Although the spirit of the Tao gods was strong, it was still the same as before. The amount of primitive Tao power extracted from it was the same as before, with the same intensity, it did not increase by much. Very quickly, more than 10 days had passed. Chen Shang did not gain anything, but he had slowed down to refine the law beads bit by bit. Looks like my time isn't up yet. Chen Shang took out another dragon law rule beads. He was considering to eat it, and continued to try to open the 3 profound divine junctures. Eat another one. Chen Shang had decided that if he did not succeed, he would stop for a period of time to earn Tao Crystal S. Before he ate, he gave Wu Profound another 200 million Tao Crystal S and told him to purchase the corpse of the dragon beast. For the time being, he did not tell Wu Profound the uses of the dragon beast. Wu Profound had told Chen Shang before, the majority of flying dragon pagoda were filled with dragon beast S and Tao Crystal, as if they were endless. After so many years, the resources inside did not decrease, but instead became richer and richer, which was also the reason why many rankers did not want to leave the Flying Dragon Pagoda. After Chen Shang ate the second pellet of Dragon Law Rule beads, he did not have much hope. Even if he failed, he would not lose the Law beads, because the Law beads could continue to strengthen his spirit of the Tao gods. While Chen Shang was cultivating, more than 10 days had passed unknowingly. Even now, he had not made any progress, and just when he was feeling a little disappointed, he suddenly felt the spirit of the Tao gods moving. The spirit of the Tao gods was like a golden ball of light floating in the sky within his divine sense sea. It emitted a piercing light, just like the scorching sun at noon, and was still revolving non-stop. At this time, his spirit of the Tao gods was violently swaying. What's going on? Don't tell me that I have to open a profound god barrier. Chen Shang also did not ask Wu Profound what would happen when he made the call. He immediately focused his mind and looked inside the spirit of the Tao gods. The inside of the spirit of the Tao gods was in chaos, as though it was a golden ocean that was constantly churning. As the spirit of the Tao gods shook non-stop, the light it emitted became even more intense. What is this? White pearls. Chen Shang saw a white pearl inside the spirit of the Tao gods. It was not big in size, the remaining space was just big enough to fit 2 of these pearls inside. Could this be the profound god pass? Chen Shang saw that the spirit of the Tao gods had stabilized, and then tried to circulate it. In that instant, he suddenly felt that the primitive Tao power he extracted from the spirit of the Tao gods was more than 10 times stronger than before. I've broken through. Chen Shang couldn't believe it. He thought he would need at least a few years, because Wu Profound had previously said that it would be extremely difficult. But now, he had only eaten 2 law beads that he had refined himself, and had successfully broken through. Seems like stepping into the heaven realm will not be difficult. Chen Shang walked out of the secret room happily. Chen Shang, the corpse of the dragon beast that you wanted, here. When Wu Profound saw Chen Shang coming out, he immediately passed 2 storage bag over. I can't hold it in anymore, I really want to know what you're doing this for. The thing that makes a fortune. Chen Shang laughed. How many Tao crystal pills? I mean, after the refinement, the pill would be 5 times better than the original. 6 times. Quote. When Wu Profound heard it, he was stunned, and he took a deep breath. Dragon Law Rule beads are slightly more expensive than other rare principle, they need 350 million. If it's a large quantity, then it's actually 300 million Tao Crystal S. Chapter 2748. Based on Wu Profound's familiarity with the black market, he calculated and had a count. 6 times that would be around 1.9 billion. Wu Profound said, oh right, your Dragon Law Rule beads are going to be extracted from these dragon beast. Chen Shang smiled and nodded, that's right. Wu Profound's heart jumped, and asked, then how many dragon beast can refine 1 pill? With regards to Chen Zhang's ability to refine pills, Wu Profound already had a certain level of understanding and was able to calm down. 100 million dragon beast can refine 2 ordinary law beads, and then, I can refine some from this foundation, hehe, it can be sold for 1.9 billion. Chen Shang laughed. Wu Profound almost lost his balance. To be able to earn this much in one breath, it was truly great, and it did not even take much effort. Wu Profound and Chen Shang had a contract, so Chen Shang was not worried that he would reveal it. Just like before, you can continue to take out 1 billion. The remaining 1.5 billion will go to me. Chen Shang said. No problem, just running errands is enough to earn so much. I still feel somewhat guilty. So I'm very satisfied with this number. Wu Profound wiped his sweat and laughed. That's not right. You have a certain risk. If you don't make it, you might lose your life. Chen Shang said very seriously, especially after we sell the Dragon Law Rule beads, this will definitely attract more people's attention. You can rest assured that the man has already signed a contract with me. He won't leak it, and he's got a very strong background, and he's on the black market, after all. Wu Profound laughed lowly. That person is also from our Profound Marital School, his strength is not weak either, he had gained something from the sale. Chen Shang nodded. Right, how has Mei Jing's sisters and the rest been? Fortunately, Thinking Beautiful knows how to refine Tianyun Gold Dan S is very popular with the pavilion masters of Profound Wudan Pavilion. They treat the 2 sisters as distinguished guests. Wu Profound said. That's good. Right, how long until the Flying Dragon Association begins? Chen Shang asked. I need to hurry up and earn more Dao Crystal. When the time comes, I'll go in and get more cheap law beads. Wu Profound also thought the same. During this period of time, he did not purchase any rare principal beads, and instead kept the Dao Crystal to display its abilities in the Flying Dragon Association. The precise time is after 3 months. Don't worry, when the time comes, I will go with you and you won't miss it. Wu Profound patted Chen Zhang's shoulder. Wu Profound, we have been selling a lot during this period of time, is that convenient? Chen Shang asked again. Previously, he only popped out 2 pellets every month, but Chen Shang felt that it was slower. You go refine first, I'll go ask the buyer. If he thinks there's no problem, then there's no problem. Wu Profound laughed. That guy is probably collecting Dao Crystal S to join Flying Dragon Association. After saying goodbye to Wu Profound, Chen Shang entered the secret room. During these 3 months, he would be refining a few more law beads. Now that he had stepped into the heaven realm, Chen Zhang's refining speed had increased by a lot, and he could even go up a level when using the crash method. In just 2 days, he had refined 4 Dragon Law Rule beads that were 6 times stronger than normal law beads. After exiting the secret room, Chen Shang went to find Wu Profound in a hurry. Success! Let me see. Wu Profound was very excited to see Chen Shang. Here, Chen Shang passed 4 law beads S to Wu Profound. 4 pills, it's only been 2 days. Wu Profound received it and took a look. He discovered that there was an extremely strong power of the Dragon Way within it, and he confirmed that it was 5 times stronger than that. How much can we sell? Chen Shang asked. 10 pills a month isn't a problem. Wu Profound said. This is 1.5 billion Dao Crystal. It's best to be careful around people who buy Dragon Beast. Chen Shang was a little worried. If too much was sold, he was worried that it would arouse the suspicions of the powerhouses. We'll all be careful. Wu Profound solemnly nodded his head, then proceeded to the transaction. After Chen Shang changed his appearance and left the Profound Wudan Pavilion, he had to rest for 2 days and stroll around casually. Qin Profound and the others suffered such a huge loss this time, I wonder if this news will spread out. Chen Shang asked around on the street, but he did not find any news about them. This place is the central region after all, and there are quite a few people here. Why haven't there been any news about it? Could it be that Qin Profound was worried that it would be too embarrassing and kept it a secret? Chen Shang thought to himself. He wandered around until night and did not hear anything about Fan Qing being killed. At night, he returned to the Profound Wudan Pavilion and Wu Profound returned as well. Wu Profound was now a rich person as well, and because of his extensive network, he bought the Dragon Beast quickly. In just a single day, he bought the corpse of the Dragon Beast, which was worth 500 million. 4 pills, 6 billion for you. Wu Profound smiled brilliantly. He had also earned 1.6 billion today. Wu Profound, when we were at Flying Dragon Association, do you think we would meet the head disciple of Azure Dragon School, Qin Profound? Chen Shang asked. He felt that Wu Profound must know about Qin Profound's situation. Well, you won't meet him, but I will definitely meet him. I'm at the late stage of the heaven realm, in the same group as him. Wu Profound laughed bitterly. At that time, what I need the most is to protect him well. I do not need to worry about anything else. He is at the late stage of the heaven realm, and I am only afraid of him. So powerful. Chen Shang was secretly glad that he did not ambush Qin Profound the last time. He is quite amazing. I heard that all 9 of his mysterious doors are open. 10. Wu Profound laughed, but this guy also tumbled over. My own disciple was killed by someone, and that person was even killed in front of him. Even if I don't know who this person is, I'm still inquiring about him. Also, more than 10 people in the squad he is leading have died unnecessarily. Qin Profound has never suffered such a heavy loss before. Quote. Wu Profound, the one who killed his disciple is me. Chen Shang said. Wu Profound was stunned. He naturally did not believe Chen Shang subconsciously, but when he thought about how powerful Chen Zhang's pill refining was, how he definitely had to use a large number of medicinal pellets to make himself very strong. Furthermore, Chen Shang had even earned a large number of Dao crystal, so he did not doubt Chen Zhang's words anymore. Will there be any serious consequences? Chen Shang looked at the dazed Wu Profound and asked. Can you tell me what's going on? I don't know what's going on. Wu Profound was even more curious. Chen Shang told Wu Profound about saving his life. In order to save his friend, he did not hesitate to offend Qin Profound and even killed Qin Profound's disciple. It's going to be more serious. If it's someone else's disciple, then it's fine, but Qin Profound's disciple. Because of Qin Profound, the Azure Dragon School will definitely value him a lot, but at that time, even if they are in the Flying Dragon Association, they will not dare to do anything, so it will be hard to say for sure in the future. Wu Profound said, so you must be careful and not let them find out that you're here. Chapter 2749. Now that Wu Profound knew that Chen Shang was the one who killed him, he would help Chen Shang keep an eye on Qin Profound's movements and the Azure Dragon School's attitude towards him. Chen Shang knew that Qin Profound was very strong, but he was not afraid now, because he had already stepped into the heaven realm. Although it was only the early stages, he had already opened all of his profound veins, and was able to increase his strength by a lot compared to cultivators of the same level. Furthermore, he still had sword spirits in his heavenly magic sword, as well as powerful supporting divine tools like 6 realms mirrors and Emperor Seal, which could produce tremendous power. When Chen Shang saved Yi Chong, he had gone through a simple disguise, so even if Qin Profound saw him again, he would not be able to recognize him. He had also understood from Wu Profound that although Qin Profound had created a portrait, it did not resemble him at all. Concentrate and prepare to participate in Flying Dragon Association. At this time, Chen Shang was trying his best to refine Dragon Law Rule beads. He still had 3 months' time, so he wanted to gather as many Dao crystal as possible. 3 months was an extremely short period of time for Chen Shang. Because of the limitations of the time, he could only sell 10 of those Dragon Law Rule beads every month, which meant 30 of them in 3 months. Although it wasn't much, it was enough for Chen Shang to obtain around 50 billion Dao crystals. With what he had earned in the past 3 months, added to the previous ones, Chen Shang now had 50 billion Dao crystal. The Flying Dragon City is incredible. 50 billion doesn't seem like much to this place, lamented. At this time, he was sitting in Wu Profound's carriage, and Wu Profound was bringing him to the center of Flying Dragon City. 50 billion is indeed nothing to the Flying Dragon City. Every day, there are hundreds of millions of Dao crystal, but in the Flying Dragon City, one person only needs 3 months to earn more than 40 billion. I think there should not be more than 10 people like that. Wu Profound looked at Chen Shang with a face filled with admiration, because Chen Shang was one of them. Wu Profound, have you been to the center of Flying Dragon City before? How is it inside? I've been to the Flying Dragon City for so long, but I haven't even been to the inner district. Chen Shang said. There were already many rich people in the inner regions of the Flying Dragon City, let alone the center of Flying Dragon City. Chen Shang only knew a little about it, but he didn't know much about it. Wu Profound laughed and said, of course I have. Although the people inside are all rich and powerful, all of them are from famous families, and the people inside are more profligate and more powerful. Most of them are young disciples, but, compared to you, they are far weaker. They only know how to spend, they don't know how to change. Even though they are very rich in the eyes of many, but to make them take out 1,800,000,000 Dao crystals in one go, would probably be very difficult. Quote. Wu Profound, you are so rich now. Chen Shang snickered. Isn't that still taking advantage of you? Wu Profound felt that his cooperation with Chen Shang was very happy. Just running errands was enough for him to earn this much Dao Crystal S, which was more than 10 billion. In such a short period of time, he had already reaped such a great harvest. Previously, he couldn't even dream of such a thing, but now, he was truly born in his body. Chen Shang, actually, we do not need to worry about offending people anymore. We have so many Dao Crystal, we can use them to hire some strong practitioners to protect us. Of course, no one knows about us right now, so there won't be any trouble. Wu Profound said. Seems like he was very confident about the black market. After the carriage drove to the side of a river in the inner district, Chen Shang followed Wu Profound out of the carriage and boarded a huge boat. Can't the carriage go in directly? Chen Shang asked. Of course you can, it's just that you can view the scenery along the way by boat, and it would be more comfortable to take a boat. Wu Profound said, of course, I have to pay a lot of Dao Crystal. Although Chen Shang had more Dao Crystal than him, he could not possibly let Chen Shang out this tiny bit of Dao Crystal. There were still about 10 days until the start of Flying Dragon Association. This ship's speed was extremely fast, and also very stable, so Chen Shang was currently looking at the scenery along the coast from the window in his room. It was indeed quite good. Why did it slow down? Just now, Chen Shang could still feel that the giant ship was flying, but it had slowed down in a short amount of time and was approaching the shore. Chen Shang, it's me. Wu Profound knocked on the door, his voice anxious. What is it? Come in quickly. Chen Shang immediately replied, are we at center of Flying Dragon City? After Wu Profound entered, he said anxiously, no, this is still the inner region. The ship is now docked, and another group of people are to board the ship. I heard from the captain just now, that a group of disciples from famous sects will be coming up later, Chen Profound is also among them. Quote. What? Why is he here? Chen Shang was very surprised. There was an auction in the inner section just now, and all these guys were gathered here. I never would have thought that I wouldn't ride on this ship if I had known they would come up. Wu Profound said with some self-blame. It's alright, that fellow didn't recognize me. Oh right, I've changed my identity to being your follower. Although you didn't say it yourself, I can guess that you have a very prestigious background. It shouldn't be a problem for you to have a follower by your side, right? Chen Shang laughed. Wu Profound was startled for a moment, then said, do as I say, don't scare me. It's just an act, they won't suspect that your follower killed Fan Qing. Chen Shang spread out his hands and laughed. All right then, when the time comes, I will say that you are the son of an old subordinate of my grandfather and will temporarily be my follower. Wu Profound thought about it, and felt that this was also good, because when the time came, he would inevitably meet many disciples from famous sects. Chen Profound came. Chen Shang looked through the window and saw Chen Profound and a large group of people walking over. The experts of the 7 divine beast sects have arrived. The pressure is quite great. Wu Profound sighed. Hopefully I will be able to get a placing this time. I have prepared quite a few Dao Crystal. If I can get a spot, I can quickly cultivate even rarer Dao veins. Chen Shang said, you should know them, there is no need to go out and welcome them. Wu Profound nodded his head. I do know them, but their relationship is very ordinary. Some of them are my enemies, and when I meet them, they will always ridicule me a few times. In the past, I did feel inferior in front of them, which resulted in me always being in the central region and not going to the inner region or even center of Flying Dragon City. Heh. Even though Wu Profound had earned this much Dao Crystal, he was still filled with confidence. They must know I'm here. Later, they'll hold some kind of dinner and invite me. Wu Profound said, I'll bring you there then, and see if Chen Profound can recognize you or not. Alright, Chen Shang suddenly looked forward to the banquet. Chapter 2750. At night, Wu Profound came to find Chen Shang and bring him into a very luxurious hall. Now, Chen Shang knew that many disciples of famous sects would like to board this ship. Wu Profound was dressed extravagantly and had a heroic air about him. A smile hung on his face, making him look like a very confident person. Chen Shang was dressed simply and followed behind Wu Profound. As soon as he entered the spacious and luxurious hall, Chen Shang could feel the hostility from Chen Profound. Chen Profound was also one who didn't know how to restrain himself, especially in this kind of place where all sorts of heroes fought, and he raised his aura to the limit. Yo, look who's here, this is the son of the former leader, the former disciple of Profound Marital School's eldest disciple Wu Profound, young noble Wu. A handsome man with a long shawl on his back suddenly laughed loudly. His laughter was filled with ridicule. Chen Shang did not know that Wu Profound actually had such a title. His father was actually the former Profound Marital School, and was even her eldest disciple. Hey, don't forget, Wu Profound's mother is also the former Great Elder of the Profound Marital School, and Master is also the former Very High Elder. Isn't that so? The elders in the family are all important figures, and my uncles are all once elders of the Profound Marital School. Cough. Now, Chen Shang understood why there were so many connections with Wu Profound. Originally, the entire clan used to dominate the Profound Marital School, but now that things had declined, they should have been overthrown by another power within the Profound Marital School. I say, your mouths still need to be slapped. It's a pity that I can't beat you, or else I would have already slapped you fiercely a few times. Wu Profound laughed at himself. Little brother hasn't even fallen to this stage. Stop making fun of me, this is something that happened many years ago. You are all famous youths in the sect now, what meaning do you have in mocking a person with such a difficult life like me? It's rare for you to have such self-awareness. It seems that your family's fall in Profound Marital School has allowed you to grow up a lot. The beautiful man said with a smile. His clothes were engraved with the design of the Vermilion Bird sect. Chen Shang looked at the youngsters inside. They were all outstanding disciples from the 7 great sects of the Divine Beast, and their clothes had patterns of divine beasts engraved on them. After his careful observation, he found that the disciples of the 7 great Divine Beast sect were all present. This was because there were as many Divine Beast images on their clothes as there were on Chen Profound's. Wu Profound was from Profound Marital School, but he wasn't wearing Profound Marital School's clothes, so was Profound Marital School's current disciple. Wu Profound, are you here to participate in the Flying Dragon Association as well? A beautiful woman wearing a red dress walked over. Her long skirt had the picture of a Qilin on it, and it was even 10 Qilins. This was a seating disciple. The disciple of the Qilin sect was actually a woman. It's just joining in the fun. I don't expect to get a spot. Wu Profound picked up a cup of wine and said, Renling Yi, you've become a disciple, let me toast you. When I became your disciple, you did not even give me any face when you did not come. How could a cup of wine from you be enough? One vat. Renling Yi laughed coquettishly and took out a large wine jar. Chen Shang was shocked when he saw the large vat that was half the height of a human. If it was normal wine, it would have been fine, but the wine inside looked like lava, and when it emitted a strong smell of alcohol, it also gave off a scorching heat wave. The fire Qilin dream that was brewed with the fire Qilin blood is red. This time, it's going to kill me. Wu Profound was immediately drenched in sweat. It did not look like he was pretending. Haha, Wu Profound, you cowardly, let me tell you, if I don't kill you with this wine, at most I can just let you lie in bed for a year or so. A tall and sturdy handsome young man said with a smile. His clothes had the design of an idol, and it should be part of the Celestial Phenomenon sect. Drink it, drink. The group of people jeered blindly. They were all here to watch the show, and there were even a few disciples who ridiculed Wu Profound. Wu Profound finished the cup of wine in his hand, then laughed, I drank it. Honestly speaking, your jar is too expensive, it's at least worth $1 billion, I'm not willing to drink it. Renling Yi giggled with a mocking expression on her face, do you really think I would give you a drink? Even Chen Profound doesn't dare to drink it all in one go. This is a Tao crystal worth $1.5 billion, it is my Qilin sect's congratulatory gift to Flying Dragon City Lord. Quote. Wu Profound frowned, and said, originally, I did not want to drink it, but after being provoked by you, I do want to try it. Even if I have to lie in bed for 10 years, I will drink the gift that your Qilin door was prepared to give me. Oh, are you sure you're going to break after 10 years of lying in bed? Renling Yi laughed tenderly and looked towards Chen Profound, who was not far away. Chen Profound originally planned to do the same, but he just drank a bowl and was unable to hold on any longer. He gave me 100 million Tao crystal. Wu Profound was a little surprised. I still need to give you the Tao crystal if I can't drink it. Of course, this Fire Sheen Dream Red is very useful. It contains the Qilin Law and Tao energy, and the blood can also strengthen one's body. It will greatly overrun the body of a fire refiner. A bowl of 100 million isn't an exaggeration. One of them said, if you are not strong enough and drink too much at once, you will be crippled even if you don't die. Wu Profound looked at Chen Shang and said, can you drink it? Chen Shang wanted to try it, but he did not expect Wu Profound to actually ask him. Who is he? Look at his clothes, is he your follower? But aren't you being too stingy? Your follower is dressed so poorly. A man dressed in phoenix robes said. This was a disciple of Phoenix sect. He's not my follower, he's the grandson of a friend of my grandfather. Don't look at him, he's an extremely amazing alchemist. Alchemist is something that you should all know about, since you all spend all your time hiding in your rooms, so naturally you do not pay much attention to what you are wearing. Wu Profound laughed. Chen Shang was startled, he had previously agreed to it with Wu Profound, and said that he was a follower. Why did it change now? Alchemist, huh? He looks pretty young, and it's indeed rare. I just don't know how good his pill concocting skills are. In general, young alchemists like him only knows how to use their skin. The disciples of the Phoenix seat looked at Chen Shang with disdain. I don't have much skill in pill forging, but I can still drink that much. Among the pill techniques that my master passed on to me, there is a method to use the body as the furnace. Although this vat is powerful, I can refine it using my own body as the pill furnace. Chen Shang said. You must be bragging. How is it that I've never heard of such an incredible pill cultivating technique? There are a lot of things you've never heard of. Wu Profound patted Chen Zhang's shoulders and said, Brother, let's just forget about it. This is a gift that the Qilin Master's elder had given to others. Although she has brought it out to show off, it is still a very precious thing. Chapter 2751. Ren Lingyi was a woman who liked to show off, so no one here could stand even a small cup of that kind of wine, let alone a large bowl. Only Chen Profound could drink a big bowl of that. So Chen Zhang's words were nonsense in the ears of others, because they had all drank Fire Qi Lin Dream's red wine before. However, Wu Profound believed in Chen Shang. Now, he would believe anything Chen Shang said, because Chen Shang made him earn 10 billion Dao Crystal S in a few months, without using much energy. If he can drink it, he won't want his Dao Crystal. You need to drink it within an hour, or else you'll have to accompany me for 2 billion. Ren Lingyi did not believe Chen Zhang's words. Wu Profound looked at Chen Shang and laughed. Brother, do you want to try? If you can't drink any more, I'll help you pay the 2 billion Dao Crystal. Since when are you so rich, to actually be able to take out 2 billion Dao Crystal? The disciple was surprised, but he did not believe Wu Profound. Don't think I'm always so poor. When Wu Profound took out a storage bag, everyone present immediately used their divine senses to take a look. There really were 2 billion inside. Chen Shang smiled slightly. Since that's the case, then little brother will not be courteous. As he said that, Chen Shang picked up the huge vat. Everyone thought that Chen Shang would drink every bowl, but he actually used the vat to drink every single bowl. This shocked everyone. Chen Shang opened his mouth wide and caught the remaining wine. Although it was extremely hot, Chen Shang was able to endure it. In just a few moments, Chen Shang had drank quite a bit. This was not only a bowl, but Chen Shang was actually still able to stand. Even Chen Profound, who rarely spoke, couldn't help but be moved at this moment, while everyone present was stunned. They drank a small cup of wine, but were unable to endure the alcohol. Their heads were already dizzy. If it wasn't for the fact that they were about to refine the wine, their bodies would have been damaged by the alcohol. But Chen Shang had drank so much in a row now, he could still hold onto the huge vat in his hands, and stand there like a giant mountain as he drank crazily. Hey, wait for my bro to finish drinking. Wu Profound immediately pulled Ren Lingyi back and laughed. Why are you in such a hurry? This is a gift. How could Ren Lingyi not be anxious? The wine cup was not hers, it was given to the Flying Dragon City Lord by the leader of Qilin sect. She had indeed used it to show off previously and earned some Dao Crystal S, but it was still far from enough to buy this jar of wine. Furthermore, these were things that even Dao Crystal could not get their hands on. The brewing process was extremely complicated and required a long time, and the materials were also extremely rare. Chen Shang could feel that Ren Lingyi's aura was increasing, so he increased his speed. A suction force also came from his mouth, like a dragon swallowing water. Good wine. Chen Shang licked his lips and cupped his hands towards Ren Lingyi. Thank you for your wine, I am extremely grateful, haha. Ren Lingyi's beautiful face was already so white that it had turned green. She glared at Chen Shang and Wu Profound with her beautiful eyes, and really wanted to beat them up. She had used that wine jug to trap everyone here. Now that everyone else had drunk their fill, if she wanted to return, her reputation as a disciple of the Qilin Hall would definitely be very poor. At the same time everyone was rejoicing at Chen Zhang's misfortune, they were even more surprised that the alchemist actually drank that huge vat of powerful wine, and there was nothing wrong with it right now. Wu Profound, your brother really has some skills. I wonder who his master is, to actually have such a miraculous pill cultivating technique, the disciple asked. My master's name is Huang Jintian, you probably don't know him. He's been living in seclusion for many years. Chen Shang said. His master was indeed called Huang Jintian, but he was not an alchemist. The people here had never heard of it. Seems like your pill refinement isn't bad. What pill can you concoct? The shrine asked again. I'm only average. After all, I'm still young. Chen Shang smiled humbly. Ren Lingyi clenched her teeth as she looked at Chen Shang. She didn't know what to do now either, because she had lost such an important present. Qin Profound suddenly walked over. Once he moved, everyone immediately scattered. No one wanted to get close to him, because the aura around him made people feel uncomfortable. Wu Profound scolded himself for being careless. Had he known this would happen, he would not have allowed Chen Shang to cause such a ruckus. Right now, he was very worried that Chen Shang would recognize him. Qin Profound walked towards Chen Shang, one step at a time, and the hostility and killing intent on his body became heavier and heavier. Everyone did not know why, and did not ask either, but if Qin Profound wanted to kill someone, no one could stop him, and if they did, he would be in trouble as well. It was you who killed Fan Qing, right? Qin Profound's face suddenly turned extremely sinister, surging with killing intent, and the black aura around his body gushed out like a dragon. Everyone was stunned. This man actually killed Fan Qing, and was even so reckless in coming here, and was even so calm in drinking, talking and laughing. No one knew where Chen Shang got the guts from. I killed him. I didn't expect you to actually see through it. Chen Shang laughed unperturbed, because he was not afraid of Qin Profound at all. He felt that if he were to fight with Qin Profound, even if Qin Profound did not die, he would be half crippled. You sure are bold. Qin Profound's originally ferocious face had calmed down. Qin Profound was actually worried about something, and did not make a move. Everyone thought about it and understood. Just now, that Chen Shang was able to drink that jar of wine, it meant that Chen Shang had a certain amount of strength, and that Chen Shang was able to bring a person along to retreat after killing Qin Profound's disciple in front of Qin Profound. No one had such abilities like this. I am actually very timid. When I encounter something that frightens me, I usually run away in fear. Chen Shang chuckled, then picked up a cup of wine and finished it. What he meant was that Qin Profound was not enough to scare him, so he came over. All right, just you wait. Qin Profound snorted, and left the hall. Wu Profound was scared to the point that he broke out in a cold sweat. He now even more respect Chen Shang. When facing such a terrifying Qin Profound just now, he was actually able to drink wine without changing his expression, and even dare to say such words to provoke Qin Profound. Very quickly, Wu Profound understood that there was a type of thing called confidence. If there was something that one could have confidence in, it would mean that one was afraid, and Chen Zhang's confidence came from earning Dao Crystal very quickly. It was extremely easy for him to earn tens of billions of Dao Crystal in a few months, so Qin Profound was definitely not able to do it, so Chen Shang was not afraid of Qin Profound. The people here were all afraid of Qin Profound, but Chen Shang was someone that even Qin Profound was afraid of, so these people did not dare to mock Wu Profound. Ren Lingyi did not even look at him, worried that she would be implicated in the conflict between Chen Shang and Qin Profound. Wu Profound also anxiously brought Chen Shang and left, afraid that there would be other things that would happen. Chapter 2752. Chen Shang was not afraid of clashing with Qin Profound, but he was worried that Wu Profound would be implicated because of this, so he stayed in his room the entire time. He did not go out, as he wanted to avoid provoking Qin Profound. Wu Profound also didn't know what to do. After all, what had happened was already happening and his was limited, so he couldn't help Chen Shang fight against Qin Profound. During this period of time, he was also very conflicted, because after offending Qin Profound, the consequences would be severe. What's wrong with you these few days? Don't you want to be like this? It had been several days since Chen Shang arrived at Wu Profound's room, when they had a conflict during the last banquet. This fellow is extremely vicious, I'm worried that he would do anything to get revenge on you. Wu Profound said, how about this, you don't need to participate in the Flying Dragon Association. Once the Flying Dragon Association begins, something will inevitably happen. If you leave now, it will be much safer. At worst, I won't participate, and will hide with you for a while. Quote. Chen Shang laughed and said, I was worried about you. I came to find you with the intention of warning you not to join the Flying Dragon Association, so that you could hide away for a while. I don't have anything to be afraid of. It's not a problem for me to protect myself, I'm actually worried about you. Wu Profound said somewhat unhappily. Believe me, I'll be fine. Don't you know that I killed his disciple right in front of Qin Profound's eyes, and took an injured person with me when I ran off? Even he couldn't do anything to me, let alone the fact that I was still in the 10th stage of the Tai Dao realm at the time. I'm already in the Heaven realm now. Heaven realm. Wu Profound did not know that Chen Shang had already stepped into the Heaven realm. It's just that I've just stepped into the Heaven realm. My current aura is still weak, so you didn't sense it. The aura emitted by the profound god that Chen Shang had just opened was not very strong. Under normal circumstances, people who were also from the Heaven realm would more or less be able to sense a bit of the other party's profound god's qi, and from then on judge the other party's cultivation. I remember that not long ago, you were only at the 10th level of Tai Dao realm. Not long after that, this is unbelievable. Wu Profound was extremely shocked. He knew that Chen Zhang's pill refining skills were strong, but he knew that pills could not help a person break through during the stage of the Heaven realm. Alright, I believe you. You are always so astonishing. If your heart is bad, you will easily be scared to death. Wu Profound wiped his sweat. He did not know what kind of person Chen Shang was. He felt that Chen Shang definitely did not have any background here, he did not even have a master. Because Chen Shang had previously asked him about the Heaven realm, if he had a master instructing him, he would have known about it since a long time ago, but Chen Shang did not. When he thought about how he managed to cultivate Chen Shang all by himself, he couldn't help but shiver. This kind of person was simply a monster. In the next few days, the huge ship was enveloped in an extremely heavy and tense atmosphere, because when Qin Profound was here, the person who killed Qin Profound's disciple was also here. What was shocking was that Qin Profound, who was usually decisive and ruthless, was actually able to hold back and did not make a move. And then, under this atmosphere, everyone finally arrived at center of Flying Dragon City. At this time, the center of Flying Dragon City was very lively. All the heroes on the 100th floor of the Flying Dragon Pagoda were gathered there, preparing to join the Flying Dragon Association. This is the center of Flying Dragon City. No matter how strong Qin Profound is, he would not dare make a move here. There are many experts from the 200th floor who are in charge of organizing the Flying Dragon Association. No one would dare to cause trouble here. Wu Profound was finally relieved. He looked at Qin Profound, who had just walked off the boat. He did not understand why Qin Profound did not make his move on the boat and did not have any chances to get here. Unless there were other programs during the convention that required participants to compete with each other, it was impossible for Qin Profound to make his move on Chen Shang. Qin Profound's face did not look good. Originally, Qin Profound had a cold expression on all day, but now, it looked even worse. When children saw him, they would definitely be scared to the point of crying. On the other hand, Chen Shang was smiling all day without feeling any pressure at all. Seeing Chen Zhang's candid smile, Wu Profound suddenly understood why Qin Profound did not make a move on the ship, because Qin Profound did not have the confidence to kill Chen Shang. Let's go, Wu Profound said, then walked down the boat with Chen Shang. The other disciples stayed far away from Wu Profound and Chen Shang, because they were all afraid that Qin Profound would hate them. After getting off the boat, Wu Profound led Chen Shang to the residence area, which was Profound Wudan Pavilion. This really is a place full of rich people. Chen Shang saw that there were many people on the streets. The accessories on their bodies were all special. They were not gold or jade or anything similar, but la beads. To wear a la beads as an accessory would directly tell others about one's identity and status, and would allow one to show off more. That's right, he only has 1 billion yuan worth of jewelry on him. How can he not be worried about being targeted? Wu Profound had once been glorious, but he couldn't understand why this was so. He was very rich now, but he would never show it off like this. Chen Shang was even more so. Flight rule beads, spatial law beads, it's actually just hanging on my waist. Chen Shang saw a youth in the distance and couldn't help but twitch his mouth. They are only one. Most of them do not have one, and the best way to show off is not to hang so many of these la beads, but to cultivate more tens of billions of Dao veins. Wu Profound laughed. He was sure that Chen Shang had 2 rare Dao veins, Dragon Path veins and Flying Dao veins. This added up, it was worth 60 billion Dao crystal. Chen Shang, you asked me to buy a spatial law beads before. Could it be that you want to cultivate a spatial Dao vein? Wu Profound asked. He had already brought Chen Shang to the center of Flying Dragon City. Although Wu Profound's elders lost their power and influence in Profound Marital School, but a skinny camel is bigger than a horse. His family still have many forces, so this Profound Wudan Pavilion belongs to his family. No, I was just researching. I wasted a lot of Dao crystal. Chen Shang shook his head and sighed. He did not want others to know how powerful the spatial channels he cultivated were. If others were to know that he had this kind of ultimate move, they would definitely be wary of him or find a way to deal with him. It would be disadvantageous to him. Chen Shang sat by the side of the bed, looking at the other side of the street, suddenly seeing a familiar figure, his face changed greatly. What's wrong? Wu Profound asked anxiously. When Chen Profound was angry, Chen Shang did not have such an expression. Old enemy. Just then, he had seen the people inside the myriad Dao city who were possessed by the evil soul, and one of them was Shui Yunshang and Shui Qing. These evil souls actually came to this place. These evil soul armies. I wonder what is he doing here. Could it be that he wants to participate in the Flying Dragon Association selection? Chen Shang pointed at the people in the distance. Wu Profound, have you heard of the evil soul inside the myriad Dao mausoleum? Chapter 2753. Evil soul. When Wu Profound heard this word, he felt that it was a little familiar. When I was very young, I once heard father and mother say that this is a very terrifying thing. After the people who were trapped inside the myriad Dao mausoleum died, they would absorb the evil demon's power from the myriad Dao mausoleum and cultivate it to become a terrifying evil soul. Wu Profound's expression also changed. The most powerful thing about this kind of evil soul is that it can take over another person's body, and there is no way to guard against it. Chen Shang nodded his head. That's right. In the place I was previously at, many of the big shots and powerhouses had their bodies occupied by the evil soul, and even I myself nearly suffered. Wu Profound had always been curious about Chen Zhang's background. Now that he found out that Chen Shang had come up from the first floor by himself, he admired Chen Shang even more, and at least he didn't think that he had the ability to do so. I have another friend who also went up to the tower. I just don't know if he came here yet. I hope he's fine. Chen Shang had always been very worried about Tai Shangjin. Tai Shangjin had sent out the news much earlier than him, but now that there was no news, he didn't know how to contact him. It will definitely be fine. Don't worry, Wu Profound said. Right now, the ones we need to pay attention to are those evil souls. I wonder if they brought them here. Go and tell the more prestigious people here to keep their guard up and see if we can get rid of those guys. Chen Shang said. Amongst them, the strongest should only be the 6 God stage. If they occupy someone else's body, they will have a lot of problems, and won't be able to unleash that body's power for a short period of time. Right now is the best chance to eliminate them. Alright, I'll go look for Flying Dragon City Lord now. My parents have a good relationship with him, he should be able to see me. Wu Profound said. After Wu Profound left, Chen Shang also left the Profound Wudan Pavilion to look for Shui Qing. Chen Shang had always been good to his friends, but now, Shui Qing's situation was very special. Even though he still had that body, his soul had already been devoured and occupied by the evil soul. The thing that made his heart ache the most was that Shui Qing's memories were also swallowed up by the evil soul. The evil soul possessed all of Shui Qing's memories and he could pass off as Shui Qing. Now, when Chen Shang went to find the evil soul, he wanted to free him. He could not let the evil soul continue occupying Shui Qing's body. This was also the only thing he could do for Shui Qing. Chen Shang had been keeping an eye on Shui Qing this whole time, and he saw Shui Qing and Shui Yunshang entering a big hotel they should be staying in. He looked at the door of the hotel from afar and waited for more than 2 hours. After seeing Shui Qing coming out by himself, he then quietly followed behind Shui Qing. At this moment, he had the appearance of a middle-aged man, so there was no need to worry about him being recognized. He followed Shui Qing and arrived at a beautiful place. This guy, he actually came to this kind of place. Chen Shang also walked in. After he entered, he sensed a few extremely powerful auras. He never expected that there would be such a strong person guarding this wind and moon place. He felt that it should be the late period of 3 Profound Realm, or even an early stage 6 God stage ranker. We can't fight here. Chen Shang thought that it would be more convenient to make a move here. Let's deal with him for a while and wait for an opportunity to strike. Chen Shang made up his mind and waited outside for Shui Qing. Flying Dragon City was very tight as well. From time to time, a large group of powerful guards would patrol the place. Therefore, Chen Shang could not make a move inside the city. In the evening, when Shui Qing came out of the Wind Moon restaurant, he had changed back into his original appearance, pretending to be passing by to let Shui Qing see him. Sure enough, Shui Qing saw it in a glance, and he was very surprised too. Previously, they had planned to take care of Chen Shang with their group of evil soul, but ever since Brother Wang gave Chen Shang a flying divine tool to go to Flying Dragon Pagoda, he had never appeared again. Now that he saw Chen Shang, he immediately understood why Chen Shang had not returned. He had come to this place. Although Shui Qing thought like this, he was still very suspicious, because they had all come here via the transmission array. Chen Shang did not know about the transmission array, so it would definitely be difficult to get to the top, and he was also clear about Chen Zhang's strength. It was impossible for him to get to the top by himself. Chen Shang. Shui Qing anxiously walked over and pulled Chen Shang, and revealed a surprised look on his face. It's really you actually came here too, and I thought you had met with some accident. Chen Shang also pretended to be very excited. Shui Qing, how did you get here? When I first came here, I lost half my life. Chen Zhang's face was full of surprise as he asked. Was shocked, and now he was sure that Chen Shang had climbed up to this 100th floor by himself. He came together with my grandfather. That's right, my grandfather and the others are outside of center of Flying Dragon City. I will bring you to see them. Even though you came here, we had always thought that something had happened to you. Shui Qing pulled Chen Shang and immediately walked toward the main door of the center of Flying Dragon City. There was a wilderness between the center of Flying Dragon City and the inner district. Chen Shang had heard from Wu Profound that this Shui Qing was going to bring him away from the center of Flying Dragon City. Previously, Chen Shang had seen Shui Yunshang entering the hotel and not coming out. Now, it was said that Shui Qing's grandfather was outside the center of Flying Dragon City, and obviously wanted to take him outside to kill him. Alright, I also want to see the head Shui and ask him about the things related to the Flying Dragon Pagoda. This place is really mysterious. Chen Shang laughed. It suited him perfectly that Shui Qing wanted to go outside with him. Shui Qing had been here for a while, and he was familiar with the place. Walking on the shortcut, he quickly brought Chen Shang to a forest outside of center of Flying Dragon City. Where are the head Shui and the rest? Chen Shang looked around. How long more to go? Right here. Shui Qing's tone changed, and became gloomy and cold. This was also within Chen Zhang's expectations. Not at all. Chen Shang continued to pretend not to know, and looked around. Go to hell, idiot. When Shui Qing shouted this, he had already arrived behind Chen Shang. At the same time, a blade stabbed into Chen Zhang's heart, and even used a purple-colored iron chain to tie Chen Zhang's throat. The purple chains emitted a true purple electric light, and it looked very domineering. Hee, your body is mine now. As long as I can obtain your alchemy memories, I can have endless wealth. Shui Qing's face turned sinister as he laughed wildly. Just as Shui Qing thought that he had succeeded, his head was suddenly slapped. Chen Shang suddenly appeared behind Shui Qing, using a type of power that was extremely harmful to Divine Sense C. Using the Heaven Blasting Palm, it shook Shui Qing's Divine Sense C to the point of collapse. After Shui Qing's Divine Sense C was smashed into pieces by the force, the intense pain caused him to bleed out of his 7 orifices, and he fell onto the ground. This was something that Chen Shang had done using his body-splitting technique and a camouflage technique. When Shui Qing had attacked, his true body had already teleported away and he had even hidden himself. When Shui Qing had completely relaxed and focused all his attention on his body, would immediately take action. You are too inexperienced. I have already seen through your little trick. Chen Zhang's large palm grabbed Shui Qing's head, and lifted it up. Both of their gazes met, and their faces were filled with a cold sneer and ridicule. Chapter 2754. Shui Qing now understood that he had actually known that they were evil souls from the beginning. He now felt that he was extremely ridiculous, to actually lure Chen Shang out so that Chen Shang could take action. Idiot. Chen Shang laughed out loud. You guys definitely won't meet a good end. When did you find out about our matter? Was it Feng Rushui who told you? Shui Qing knew that Feng Rushui and his family had left, and Feng Rushui had a good relationship with him, so he felt that it was Feng Rushui who said it. It was Brother Wang who said it. I carefully overheard their conversation and after finding out about it, I immediately went to find Feng Rushui. At that time, Feng Rushui almost fell for it too. Chen Zhang's face suddenly became serious. Don't worry, I won't destroy your evil soul, I will keep you and torture you for a period of time. I'll get you out of my friend's body, filthy evil soul, shouted in anger as he used the soul-absorbing devil spell. He also wanted to know what was in the evil soul's memories, especially the situation he was in right now. Evil soul was tormented to the point where he wished he were dead by the soul-absorbing devil spell. Evil soul was also pulled out and thrown into a cauldron. Right now, even if that evil soul dies, it would still not be possible. Chen Shang would burn him for a period of time, and then let him recover on his own. When the evil soul thought about how he would have to live like this every day, he couldn't help but tremble. Even if he wanted to dissipate his soul, he couldn't. Chen Shang had already understood a lot of things from the evil soul's memories. I never thought that the 7 great villas and 3 great doors would all be here. Back then, the Myriad Dao city was constructed with the help of this flying dragon pagoda and had even reserved the ancient transmission array to be transferred here. Chen Shang learned a lot of useful things, and he had always been suspicious of the transmission array, because the spatial power used here was very immature. The reason why Tai Shangjin and the others came to the Myriad Dao city was through the transmission array. Now he knew that the transmission array were all built by some seniors of the Flying Dragon Pagoda, and those old antiques had all gone to the Myriad Dao Mausoleum and not returned. Therefore, the method of setting up the transmission array that he was able to teleport here was also lost. Of course, to Chen Shang, the most useful thing should be the matter of the natural law Divine Lord. The reason he came to the Divine Wasteland was also to look for the natural law Divine Lord. Now that he finally had news about the natural law Divine Lord, the natural law Divine Lord was actually in the Myriad Dao Mausoleum. He wanted to take over the control of the natural law Divine Realm from the natural law Divine Lord. As for what he wanted to do, he did not know yet, but it would definitely require a strong power. It seems that I have to make a trip to the Myriad Dao Mausoleum after all. Not long after he left the Myriad Dao city, the Myriad Dao Divine Steel became abandoned. This was mainly because Shui Yunshang had previously used those secret methods on the Myriad Dao's Divine Steel, which could add to the extinction of the Myriad Dao's Divine Steel. When he returned to the Profound Wu Dan Pavilion, Wu Profound had also returned. When Wu Profound saw Chen Shang, he heaved a sigh of relief. He was worried that Chen Shang would mess around here. How is it? What did the Flying Dragon City Lord say? Chen Shang asked. He hated those evil souls who took over the bodies of others. The Flying Dragon City Lord has placed great importance on this matter. He said that he would immediately inform the person in charge of the Flying Dragon Association to remove this group of people before the Flying Dragon Association begins. Wu Profound said, actually, Flying Dragon City Masters and the others are also very afraid. They are quite familiar with these evil souls, because they are worried that these evil souls have a large group of evil souls in their hands, and these evil souls love powerful bodies the most. As long as they value it, that's enough. Oh right, when is the specific starting time for Flying Dragon Association? Chen Shang asked. How do I participate, and how do I get a placing? I've already helped you register. Due to the matter of evil soul, we have to delay it. If we don't destroy evil soul, they won't start. Wu Profound said, according to the past rules, Tai Dao realms are divided into 3 groups, which are the early stage, middle stage, and late stage, and the 3 levels of 3 profound realm are respectively divided into 3 groups, and there are all the way to 6 God stage. Of course, the rules are always different. The specific details will be announced the day before the start of the competition. One spot, right, I think there's still a lot of hope. Chen Shang laughed. If I don't get the slot, my 50 billion Dao crystal would be a waste. That's right. Wu Profound laughed. That's why we have to work hard. As long as we can get a placing, when we come out, we can definitely improve by leaps and bounds. Just as Wu Profound finished speaking, a wave of hostility suddenly came from outside the window, causing Wu Profound's face to change greatly. It's that guy again. I'm so bored, to think he would come here to scare people. Chen Shang couldn't help but laugh when he felt the hostility in the air. Qin Profound had arrived and was right below them. Although Chen Shang and Wu Profound were at the height of the 10th floor, the hostility within them could be clearly felt. Just passing by and scaring us. When Chen Shang saw Wu Profound stretching his head out to take a look, he smiled and said, we're already far away. This bastard, he was almost scared to death. When I can cultivate 2 more rule Dao line, I want to fight it out with him. Wu Profound scolded. I say, why are you so afraid of him? Have you been tortured by him before? Chen Shang laughed. Of course not, I have seen him many times. When I was still a seating disciple back then, I often sparred with the seated disciples of other sects. I had already seen Qin Profound kill people little by little just because he was ruthless. It's not just 1 or 2 times. Every time he makes a move, it's basically the same. Over time, we all fear him, but you're not afraid at all. Maybe you have seen his cruel and merciless methods. Quote. Chen Shang sighed, I am definitely going to fight with this guy. Although I do not have the confidence to win, I will not let him use his methods on me. Come, let's go out for a walk. Let's take you for a walk around the center of Flying Dragon City. Wu Profound laughed sinisterly. The quality of the girls in this center of Flying Dragon City is very high. There are all kinds, I'll treat. Not interested. Chen Shang curled his lips. You should bring me around the Profound Wudan Pavilion. I'm very interested in medicinal pellets. You're right, you already have a pair of twins, and they're all of high quality. They're many times stronger than those mediocre fans. Wu Profound snickered. The 2 of them are just my friends. Don't let your imagination run wild. Chen Shang fiercely knocked him on the head, and then walked downstairs. Wu Profound brought Chen Shang to the 2nd floor and saw a familiar person. He quickly shouted, Uncle Feng, why are you here? Chen Shang had thought that Uncle Feng was a man, but the person who had responded to Wu Profound was a fat middle-aged woman of great weight. When she saw Wu Profound, she walked over with a smile. Chapter 2755. Chen Shang looked at the pills. While Wu Profound chatted with Uncle Feng, he would occasionally listen to Wu Profound and the others. Suddenly, he heard something that piqued his interest. That Uncle Feng was a manager of the Phoenix sect. His cultivation was average, but his relationship with Wu Profound was not bad, and he could be considered a friend. Just a moment ago, Chen Shang had heard Uncle Feng mention that a phoenix had come to Phoenix sect called Feng Rushui. Chen Shang was surprised that Feng Rushui had also come to this mysterious Flying Dragon Pagoda, but he didn't feel it was strange that the group of evil soul could come as well. I wonder if Rushui participated in the Flying Dragon Association. When Chen Shang had parted ways with Feng Rushui's family, he had mentioned that they were going to leave the Myriad Dao City. He never expected that they would actually come to the Flying Dragon Pagoda today. Chen Shang actually didn't really want to go see Feng Rushui. He only wanted to become stronger quickly so that he could head to the top of Flying Dragon Pagoda. He firmly believed that after going through these layers of experience, he would be able to become stronger, and at that time, his journey to Myriad Dao Mausoleum would be even safer. Chen Shang wandered around for a while before returning to his room to rest. He did not have any suitable medicinal pellets in the Profound Wudan Pavilion. As expected, there aren't any good pills to eat in the Heaven Realm. It might be better to reach the 3 Profound Realm. Chen Shang wanted to see if there were any pills that could help him break through in the Heaven Realm, but he did not find anything. He had been in his room for a few days straight, and he did not want to go out. He was worried that he would run into Shui Yunshang and his group of evil soul. A few days passed, and Chen Shang also received a small piece of news. Evil soul like Shui Yunshang and the others actually left the center of Flying Dragon City. These guys can actually leave here safely. I thought they would be killed. The group of evil soul were not weak. If they could be killed, he would not meet them again in the future. Killing them is not easy, their powers are still very strong, and right now is the Flying Dragon Convention. If we were to fight here, it would cause chaos and unease, and the Flying Dragon City Lord and the rest could only put pressure on this group of evil soul, telling them to stay far away from the Flying Dragon City. Wu Profound said, but we will definitely kill them all in the future. This kind of fellow is scary enough. At this time, Wu Profound and Chen Shang were heading to the Great Plaza of Center of Flying Dragon City, where the Flying Dragon Association had already begun. The so-called Flying Dragon Association would select tens of thousands of outstanding people from the 100 floors of the Flying Dragon Pagoda, giving these tens of thousands of people a chance. This chance would allow them to exchange their extremely small number of Dao crystal for rare and precious law beads. Currently, the outstanding experts from various sects were all participating. The 10th stage of the Tai Dao realm was the lowest standard for participants, and the highest was the late period of 3 Profound realm. Chen Shang and Wu Profound arrived at the Wyvern Square, where there was a sea of people. The place was bustling with noise and chaos, showing how many people were there. The Flying Dragon Square is already big enough, but it's still so crowded. Chen Shang exclaimed, this was the first time he had seen such a grand gathering. When the time comes, there won't be so many people competing. Right now, it is only the initial stage, so there will be a screening of Tao power. If the strength of Tao power doesn't reach the standard, then it will be eliminated. Wu Profound said, after the Tao test, they will organize the groups according to the strength of the Tao, and when the time comes, they will divide into 100 groups, with 103 people in each group, and then pass all sorts of tests, eliminating 3 people in each group. If that's the case, then the chances are very high. Chen Shang felt that this rule was extremely easy. As long as his spirit qi reached the required level and he was allocated to one group, it was equivalent to success. In the end, as long as the 3 of them were not eliminated, he would pass. Seems like the chances are rather high. Let's hope so. If that's the case, we won't be able to get a placing. It can only be said that we are really unlucky. Of course, the prerequisite for that was that one must not be in the same group as Qin Profound, as anyone in the same group would be unlucky. Wu Profound thought of Qin Profound and couldn't help but frown. Chen Shang and Wu Profound began to queue up, waiting for the test of Tao power. It was night before it was their turn. This Tao force test is so strange. Chen Shang said. He saw many people gently place their hands on top of a crystal ball, and then the inside of the ball began to light up. According to the difference in Tao power, the number of light spots that lit up inside the crystal ball was also different. Chen Shang had seen people who had light up over 10,000 light spots before. Those were experts from the 3 profound realm. After everyone had finished their tests, they would choose 10,300 people with the highest amount of Tao power. The 300 people would be eliminated and the remaining 10,000 people would be chosen to pass the test. Chen Shang felt that it would be easier to pass this way. With more than 10,000 people, as long as they didn't become one of the 300 people. 3,400. After Wu Profound's test, the number of light dots on the crystal ball neared 2,000, which was pretty good too. Chen Shang just saw many people around 10 or 20 years old, and that was also from the heaven realm. In the early stages of the heaven realm, there were only 1 or 2 dots of light and Wu Profound was at the late stage of the heaven realm, which was more than 3,000 times stronger than the initial stage. After all, he was once a disciple and the average heaven realm was around 1,800 points of light. And most of the 100 or 200 spots were in the intermediate stage. Now it was Chen Zhang's turn. He was extremely curious about the intensity of his own Tao energy, and when he placed his hand on the crystal ball, the light that appeared inside caused Wu Profound to jump in fright. Over 100. Wu Profound was only at the early stage of the heaven realm. No matter how powerful the early stage of the heaven realm was, it was at most 50 to 60 light dots. However, Chen Shang had more than 100. Now he understood why Qin Profound was so afraid of Chen Shang, because Chen Shang was not weak at all. After Chen Shang had registered his name, he left the plaza with Wu Profound, and after getting onto the carriage, Wu Profound sighed. This fellow is truly strange. He is only at the early stage of the heaven realm, but his Tao energy is actually this strong. Chen Shang disapproved, and laughed at himself. I am only a little over 100, you have 3,000, you are many times stronger than me. Wu Profound shook his head. Don't underestimate the power of early stage heaven realm. You are now in 100, and when you reach the middle stage of the heaven realm, it will increase by 10 times, and when that happens, it will at least be around 1,000. Then at the late stage, it will increase by 10 times, and then it will be around 10,000. Then how many Qin Profounds are there? Chen Shang thought that it was true. He must be over 10,000. Wu Profound sighed, so we are all afraid of him. Then doesn't that mean that the strength of my Tao is 1,000 times stronger than his? Chen Shang took a deep breath. That Qin Profound was actually that terrifying. That's right. Now you know how powerful he is, right? Wu Profound was extremely speechless, so in the eyes of many people, it was simply a miracle that Chen Shang, a small fry, did not die after provoking Qin Profound. They returned to the profound Wu Dan Pavilion and waited for 2 days. The results were finally out. Chen Shang was allocated to the 50th group, and the people here were all in the middle stage of the heaven realm. He was in the 5th group and all of the disciples were seated, but luckily, Qin Profound was not in the group. Qin Profound was only in the late stage of heaven realm, but he was assigned to one of the groups in the 3 profound realm. Chapter 2756. Chen Shang felt that this Flying Dragon Association was rather fair, that they should all be placed in the same group. Otherwise, it would be very dangerous for a guy like Qin Profound to be together with a normal late-stage Divine Sky Realm expert. When Chen Shang arrived, he was also stared at by Qin Profound a few times. He already knew the strength of Chen Zhang's Dao power, which meant that from now on, he could be at ease while dealing with Chen Shang without worrying about how strong he was. Back then, they had thought that Chen Shang was really strong, but now that they knew that Chen Zhang's profound strength was only slightly more than 100, they knew that Chen Shang was definitely going to die. Even though they were shocked by Chen Zhang's potential, they were surprised at how strong he was as long as they could sense that he was in the early stages, so they would definitely be far ahead of them. Chen Shang could also feel the schadenfreude of many people, especially those disciples. It's not bad that Ru Shui didn't come to the Flying Dragon Association to participate. If she came, it would definitely cause a lot of trouble. Chen Shang learned from Wu Profound that although this person's phoenix sect was very strong, there weren't many true phoenixes. This person's family, on the other hand, was a true phoenix. The first battle is a competition. An old man in the middle of the plaza suddenly shouted, "From here to the outer region's Flying Dragon Monument, the 100 people who are the slowest will be eliminated." Everyone felt that it wasn't too difficult to use the fastest speed to travel from the center of Flying Dragon City to the Wyvern Monument in the outer region. Also, the fastest way to get to the top 10 of the Flying Dragon Monument, everyone will receive 10 flight rule beads, and the top 100 of the 11th will receive 1 pellet. This is the first round's reward. The old man added. 10 flight rule beads would be 3 billion, that was a huge sum. However, many people thought that they wouldn't be able to obtain one, the fastest must be the 3 Profound Realm people. Chen Shang was also restless. After all, those were 10 flight rule beads and after being refined by him, their price would increase by several times. He was very confident in his own speed. Very well, prepare for an hour. When I announce the start of the fight, all of you can begin. No conflicts are allowed on the road. If any of you are fighting, you will be disqualified, the old man shouted. After resting for an hour, under the order of the old man, everyone started to run like a swarm of bees. Chen Shang, I'll be leaving first. Wu Profound quickly flew past Chen Shang and laughed. Chen Shang frowned, he suddenly felt that splitting into 100 groups was meaningless, the first round of the competition had made him feel extremely chaotic. Whatever, I'll try my best to get into the top 10. Chen Shang also started to run frantically. He did not plan to use the flight rule right now, because it would be exposed. After all, he was only at the early stage of the Heaven Realm. They were also the more outstanding people from the sects. Although they were middle-aged, their responsibilities were very difficult, and the sect had asked them to come, in order for them to help condense more law beads. Those who saw the 3 Profound Realm flew into the air, and many people started cursing. It was because it was extremely unfair, but there was nothing they could do. Chen Shang was now in a relatively later position, so many people were scattered and running wildly, so it did not seem densely packed. There were many paths from the center of Flying Dragon City to the outer region, and everyone had to choose the closest path according to their own memories. Qin Profound actually also has the flight rule. Chen Shang was secretly shocked, he had already seen Qin Profound flying. When Chen Shang arrived at a place with no one around, he began to conceal himself. Then, using the flight laws and the power of space, he quickly flew towards the place where the Dragon Flying Monument was located. I've used up quite a bit of Dao energy as well. I wonder if I can make it into the top 10. As Chen Shang flew in the air, he could see that many of the middle and late stage Heaven Realms had been passed by him. Qin Profound is still in front, his speed is fast, after all his spirit force is over 10,000 strong. If we really fight, even if I use spirit equipment like Emperor Seal and 6 Realms Mirrors to help, I might not be able to beat him, seems like I have to be careful in the future. Chen Shang looked ahead and felt the dense evil aura. Even though Qin Profound was divided into the 3 Profound Realm, he was not worried at all. He was very confident in his own strength. In the blink of an eye, half a day had already passed, but Chen Shang was currently only in the central region. He had already confirmed that he had passed Qin Profound, and not many people could catch up with him now. This Flying Dragon City was extremely vast, so Chen Shang had to fly for several hours before he finally saw the Flying Dragon Monument. It was a monument that was 3,000 meters tall, and was coiled up by a stone dragon. No one's come yet, I don't want to be first. Chen Shang saw that there were people at the Flying Dragon Tablet, but they were not people who were fighting miserably. Those people were all old men who were presiding over the Flying Dragon Association. Chen Shang hid at the side, waiting. Daybreak came, and more people came. Those who came first were all the old men from the Baikang realm, all from the 3 Profound realm. The ninth. When the 9 people arrived, Chen Shang immediately revealed his real body and quickly flew over. The first 9 people were all elderly people from the 3 profound realm. They all knew each other and were currently discussing who the 10th person would be. Within the circle of the 3 profound realm, they all had a little understanding of each other. However, the person who was flying over was actually a young man. It's actually not Qin Profound. An old man shouted. With a young face, only Qin Profound was able to move so quickly. However, this person was not Qin Profound, so the 9 elders were all extremely surprised. This brat, it seems to only be in the early stages of the heaven realm. An old man saw Chen Shang approaching and felt his qi. That's right, he's from the heaven realm, but his strength is just over 100. He's a guy with a lot of potential. An old man, who was the host, laughed sinisterly. Chen Shang had already reached the bottom of the flying dragon monument. He used his hands to pat the flying dragon monument, then sat on the ground and panted. Am I number 10? Chen Shang gasped for breath and asked. Yes, how can you be so fast? You use the flight technique. An old man asked. Of course not. The divine ability that I cultivate is called Godspeed Steps. It can travel tens of thousands of meters in an instant. I ran with my life on the line and I finally made it into the top 10. Chen Shang smiled. He was just spouting nonsense, and the old men were only half believing and half doubting his words. This is your reward, you've lost too much because of such a small matter. An old man handed over 10 flight rule beads to Chen Shang. Why? Chen Shang was very suspicious, the other old men were feeling the same way. Because after the first match, there will be a rearrangement. With how fast you are, by the time of the second match, you will be ranked according to your speed in the new group. At that time, you'll be out of luck. The old man said, if you were to be eliminated and not enter Myriad Dao Divine Tablets formation, don't you think it would be a huge loss? Chapter 2757. Why didn't you say so earlier? Chen Zhang's expression became somewhat ugly. If he was added to the group of 3 profound realm, he would definitely cry to death. You don't have to worry about that. You shouldn't be thrown into the 3 profound realm group, but the later stages of the heaven realm are certain, at least you'll be with those disciples. The old man laughed sinisterly. Chen Shang tightly held onto the 10 law beads. This was indeed not good for him. In that group of disciples, the strength of their dharmic powers was above 2000, but he was only 100. If the competition rules were related to strength, then he would be in deep trouble. If he could obtain a placing and enter the Myriad Dao Divine Tablets formation, with the 50 billion Dao crystal in his possession, he would definitely be able to earn a huge sum of money and obtain far more benefits than the 10 stocks of flight rule beads in his possession. Chen Shang sat on the ground silently, he was in a very bad mood. This was the difference between the 3 profound realm and other people. Chen Shang now knew that his speed was simply too fast. Qin Profound is here. When Chen Shang saw Qin Profound, his speed was much slower than many of the 3 profound realms. There were even some in the late stage of the heaven realm who were faster than him. Chen Shang suddenly realized something. Qin Profound knew the rules of the competition, so he deliberately slowed down his pace so that he could lower the number of participants in the group. Now he finally understood why Qin Profound was so relaxed before. It was because he understood the rules of the competition. However, the old man previously said that the rules of the competition were confidential, yet Qin Profound actually revealed it to Qin Profound. There's something fishy about this Flying Dragon Association. I spit on it, to think I felt that it was very fair before. Chen Shang secretly sneered in his heart. When Qin Profound arrived and found out that Chen Shang was actually ranked 10th, he was extremely shocked. Now he understood why Chen Shang could run away last time, because Chen Shang had a secret method that allowed him to move extremely quickly. In battle, speed was also very important, and it was also a part of one's strength. Therefore, Flying Dragon Association's words made sense from the new group arrangement. Many people knew that Chen Shang was the 10th in the early stage of the heaven realm, so they were just as shocked as Qin Profound. They were secretly glad that they were not in the same group as Chen Shang, because facing such a terrifying speed, it would be difficult for them to hit him. Wu Profound came, one of them was Chen Shang who ran for 10 and obtained 10 flight rule beads. When he was pleasantly surprised, he suddenly knew that the second round would start from a new lineup, so when he saw Chen Zhang's ugly expression, he could understand Chen Zhang's feelings. I was careless. Chen Shang sighed. It's fine, you use that piece. Even I don't dare to underestimate you with that kind of strength. To be honest, even if I wanted to hit them, it would be very difficult. I've fought against the 3 profound experts before, so I can't even touch a single hair on their bodies. Wu Profound shook his head and sighed. Alright, next, I just hope that I won't be included in the monsters group. Chen Shang sighed. The human ranking 6 had been renewed, and the 100 slowest people had been eliminated. After half a day, the few elders who were in charge of the Flying Dragon Association finished their new arrangement. Chen Zhang's face did not look good, because he was now in the same group as Qin Profound. Because Qin Profound's speed was too slow, he didn't need to be in the same group as the 3 Profound realm. Now we're in trouble, I'm actually in the same group as you. Wu Profound frowned, my speed is very slow. Why are you in this group? Wu Profound was very suspicious. This Flying Dragon Association is not fair. Clearly, someone intentionally arranged it this way. We have to be careful, and all of the disciples are also in this group. Chen Shang said in a heavy voice. That's right, they are so afraid of Qin Profound. When the time comes, they will definitely help Qin Profound, and in the second round, there will be 100 people eliminated. Wu Profound nodded. In the second round, we will have a competition to hunt Dragon Beast. All the powerful Dragon Beast will have Dragon Beast Dan in their bodies, and at that time, the 100 people in each group who obtain the least Dragon Beast Dan will be eliminated. The old man said. The time limit is 1 month. Other than that, you still need to go to the 110th floor of the Flying Dragon Pagoda. We will be there first. The old man said. The second round was not a battle, so Chen Shang heaved a sigh of relief. Do we still need to regroup after the second round? One of them asked, which was what many people wanted to know. Chen Shang was not the only one who complained that he was placed in a strong group. After resting for 3 days, you can begin to hunt the Dragon Beast. At that time, all the Dragon Beast Dan that you have obtained will have to be handed over to us. With that, the old man flew away. Wu Profound took out his horse carriage and entered it with Chen Shang. Wu Profound, help me get the 1 billion corpses of the Dragon Beast. I'll be refining the law beads for the next 3 days. Chen Shang said with a serious expression. All right, Wu Profound knew what he was going to do. Chen Shang was currently in a very dangerous situation and he was also in the same situation. There was still time for Chen Shang to make a breakthrough during this period of time. I can already feel that this is someone who Qin Profound is colluding with the Flying Dragon Association, and has purposefully lined me up with him. It looks like he's deliberately trying to kill me. Chen Zhang's face darkened. Don't think I'm easy to bully. To use such a method to deal with him, this sort of unfair treatment was extremely infuriating. After returning to the Profound Wu Dan Pavilion in the central region, Wu Profound immediately bought 1 billion corpses for Chen Shang. Chen Shang took it and quickly refined it. I need to become stronger, I need to get a placing in the myriad Dao Divine Tablets formation. I need to find out who colluded with Qin Profound. Chen Zhang's heart was filled with anger, now he could only increase his own cultivation quickly, in order to win the next round. In 2 days of time, Chen Shang had refined 20 of them. If it was anyone else who had consumed them, they would be able to cultivate a set of Dragon Path Meridians. And he wanted to use these law beads to clear the second Profound God, and step into the middle stage of the Heaven Realm. Wu Profound was waiting for Chen Shang. The 3 days of rest were already up, but Chen Shang did not come out, he could only continue to wait. Now, the others had all started to go to the higher floors of Flying Dragon Pagoda to hunt Dragon Beasts, only Chen Shang and Wu Profound had not come out. After waiting for 5 days, Wu Profound suddenly heard the sound of a dragon's roar coming from inside the Profound Wu Dan Pavilion, and it was from Chen Zhang's secret room that the roar came from. At this time, Chen Zhang's body was being encircled by a scattered green dragon. He didn't know what was going on either, he only knew that he had already opened the second Profound God, and was already at the middle stage of the Heaven Realm. The green dragon in my second Divine Sense C actually came out of its own body. Chen Shang pinched the green dragon, he could feel that there was a blazing dragon blood moving inside the green dragon's body, and it was a living green dragon. Chapter 2758. Chen Shang kept the green dragon in his second Divine Sense C. His second Divine Sense C had always been very mysterious, containing extremely strong and terrifying powers. My second Divine Sense C also has 7 divine beasts. In the future, I should be able to cultivate one of them. With a thought from Chen Shang, the green dragon appeared, and it was much smaller than before. It was now like a small snake, coiling around his wrist. Before this azure dragon, there was already an azure dragon's divine soul, but now that the consciousness of that divine soul has already disappeared, it seems like it's really as the azure dragon's divine soul said. He will be reborn this way. Chen Shang guessed that this green dragon had already been reborn, and it had even merged with him. I wonder how much it will increase to. Chen Shang used his mind to control the green dragon to grow bigger. In just a few blinks of an eye, the green dragon had quickly become extremely large, and seeing that the secret room could no longer hold more, Chen Shang anxiously stopped, allowing the green dragon to return to the divine sense sea. Just now, I was able to feel the power of this azure dragon. It seems like this azure dragon's power can be used by me, and can even be changed many times. As for how I can use this azure dragon's power, I have to carefully dig. Chen Shang had already stepped into the middle stage of the heaven realm. When he had stepped into the early stage, many people had thought that it was too quick, much less now. The breakthrough of the heaven realm is not as difficult as the teleportation. I have already grasped the key to breakthrough. When I have enough time, I will verify it again, and if it is really as I thought, then I will definitely be able to reach the peak of the heaven realm quickly. Quote. Chen Shang felt that this was related to the law beads he had eaten. He had only eaten 20 of the and he had already broken through to the middle stage. Chen Shang came out from the secret room, and anxiously asked, "You broke through?" Even though he had already felt the aura of the two profound goddess, he still did not dare believe it. He broke through. Chen Shang closed his eyes and activated the counter power, allowing the counter power to flow into his spirit of the Tao gods and wrap it around one of the profound goddess. After being shocked, Wu Profound suddenly felt that one of his profound goddess was missing. "Can't you tell now?" Chen Shang snickered. "Incredible," Wu Profound exclaimed, and laughed. "Looks like heaven realm can be broken through quickly." Wu Profound had guessed that it was definitely related to those law beads. Law beads that were refined by Chen Shang were many times stronger than ordinary law beads, and this kind of law beads had never appeared before. Thus, no one knew that extremely high-quality law beads would be of great help when breaking through the heaven realm. "The second round should have begun?" Chen Shang asked. "It's begun." Wu Profound nodded his head. "Originally, I wanted to buy Dragon Beast Dan to pay for them, but I found out that there were very few Dragon Beast Dan on the market that sold them. Even if I bought one, it would not be new. Because a fresh Dragon Beast Dan would be able to tell at a glance." Quote. "Looks like I need to hunt Dragon Beasts myself. However, this can also be cheated. If there is a powerful person secretly helping the participants kill Dragon Beast Dan and then trading it on a certain floor, it would be very difficult to be discovered." Chen Shang said, "There are too many loopholes in the competition rules, so it's clear that they are convenient for us to cheat." "Well, that's true." Wu Profound nodded. "Should we move quickly?" "Don't worry, I will have a plan." "Oh right, Wu Profound, I urgently need 10 billion Dragon Beasts, can you help me get them?" Chen Shang asked. "We need to do it in secret." Wu Profound took a small breath. "No problem, but it would take some time." "All right, here is 10 billion. Chen Shang said, "It should be okay in a month." "No problem." Wu Profound received Chen Zhang's 10 billion Tao crystal, then hastily went to arrange them. After returning, he and Chen Shang headed to the upper floors. In these 100 floors, there were no dragon beasts to kill, so they could only go to higher floors. Other than that, the dragon beasts that were hunted had to go through strict selection, because most of the dragon beasts did not have any. The dragon beasts that had Dragon Beast Dan were all dragon beasts that had entered the three profound realm and were preparing to turn into humans. Although dragon beasts in human form also had Dragon Beast Dan, they were much stronger, and even humans of the three profound realm did not dare to fight them easily. Wu Profound had a map that showed him the 110th floor, and knew that the stairs were above. He and Chen Shang decided to go to the 103rd floor to hunt Dragon Beast. Although there are a lot of Dragon Beast here, there aren't many that have Dragon Beast Dan. After Wu Profound and Chen Shang came to this floor, they had killed more than 10 Dragon Beast, but none of them were weak, and the amount of Dragon Beast they had killed was not weak either. It shouldn't be just us who find it hard to kill those Dragon Beast. Everyone should be the same. Chen Shang said, "The next time I meet a Dragon Beast, I'll look carefully before making my move." When Chen Shang reached the middle stage of the heaven realm, his strength had also increased by a lot, so the distance from Wu Profound wasn't that far. He guessed that the strength of his own Tao energy should be around 1,000 times stronger than Wu Profound's, and not by as much as before. Look carefully. It's not good to see if this dragon beast has a dragon beast Dan. Wu Profound shook his head. Chen Shang had the Dao Heart Eye, so he felt that if he really met a dragon beast, he might be able to see through it. There are still 27 days. I wonder how many we'll be able to find then. After Chen Shang assassinated a dragon ape, Wu Profound carefully searched for it, but didn't find any dragon beast Dan, so he started to worry. The dragon beast they met were all assassinated by Chen Shang. Although the dragon beast was strong, under Chen Zhang's assassination, it seemed so easy. Before, Wu Profound did not know that Chen Shang had this capability, but after seeing it before, he finally understood why Chen Shang could be so arrogant in front of Chen Profound. How many people do you think are needed for us to not be eliminated? Our group will have 10 people eliminated. Wu Profound said. If we don't have a single dragon beast Dan, we will be eliminated. As for Chen Profound and the other chief disciples, it is certain that they will not be eliminated. They might even be on the way to the 10th floor right now, so there will naturally be people who will help them kill Dragon Beast. Chen Shang laughed coldly, because he knew that this Flying Dragon Association was not fair when he encountered the previous division. 2 days later, Chen Shang and Wu Profound arrived at the 7th floor. Just as he arrived, Chen Shang discovered a dragon monkey near the exit. He used his Dao heart to look, and saw that there was a ball of light inside the dragon monkey's body. He could clearly see that there was a little golden dragon revolving around this ball of light. This dragon monkey has a dragon beast Dan. When Chen Shang saw it, he immediately flew over stealthily. Just as he was about to slash and kill, the dragon monkey suddenly knelt down and anxiously shouted, "Master, please wait." Chapter 2759. The dragon monkey actually knew how to speak, so Chen Shang immediately stopped, and Wu Profound held his sword out in alert. You actually know how to speak. After Chen Shang appeared, he laughed, seems like you are also preparing to transform. That's right, I will soon be able to enter the 3 profound realm and take human form. Please be magnanimous and let me go. The dragon monkey kneeled on the ground with a pitiful look. Wu Profound had never interacted with these dragon beasts before, so he did not believe in them. He was even more vigilant now, and his face was filled with killing intent. Chen Shang understood dragon beast better, as he had become friends with her before. Once these dragon beasts had intelligence, they would become more or less like humans. I don't have to kill you, but you have to promise me one condition. Chen Shang said, we need a large number of dragon beast Dan, and fresh dragon beast Dan at that. Do you have a way to help us? The dragon monkey was one of the elves. It could speak human language before it reached the 3 profound realm, which showed what kind of fortuitous encounters it had. Dragon beast Dan. The dragon monkey did not understand. It's the object that was condensed in your body. Chen Shang laughed, you should know that we need something like that right now. So this is what you call a dragon beast Dan. The dragon monkey scratched its head, and said, if you need it, I can give you my dragon beast Dan, but I can still condense this dragon beast Dan again. Chen Shang and Wu Profound did not understand much about the dragon beast Dan, and were greatly surprised to hear the dragon monkey say so. It really is possible. Chen Shang suddenly had a flash of inspiration. He thought about the spirit transformation realm, and felt that it might be related to this. Master, the dragon beast Dan that you speak of is where the energy stored in our dragon beast is located. Normally, only dragon beasts that are ready to take human form will have enough energy to condense this energy in their body. Even if I gave it to you, we only need to rest for a while before condensing it again. After the dragon monkey finished speaking, it spat out a ball of light the size of a thumb from its mouth and passed it to Chen Shang. This is a dragon beast Dan, and it's very fresh. So a dragon beast Dan is such an existence. I thought a dragon beast would die without a dragon beast Dan. Wu Profound exclaimed. After Chen Shang received the dragon beast Dan, he asked, little monkey, how many days would it take for you to condense this dragon beast Dan? Wu Profound immediately understood what Chen Shang meant. This dragon monkey was currently like a hen who laid eggs. If possible, they didn't need to go anywhere. As long as they were together with this dragon monkey, the dragon monkey would condense more dragon beast Dan. I'll be able to recover in a day. The dragon monkey looked weaker now, because he had given all of his stored energy to Chen Shang. Chen Shang took out a myriad Dao crystal, and then, he refined the Dao crystal a few times before condensing it into a pellet. Eat it and see if it can speed up your recovery. Chen Shang said. In order to preserve his life, the dragon monkey had to follow Chen Zhang's instructions. After eating it, he said joyfully, "It's faster by a lot. If this goes on, I can condense 20 pills in a day." Chen Shang laughed. "Follow us during this period of time. When the time is almost up, you can leave. Also, right now, it's equivalent to helping me. At that time, I will also repay you." Chen Shang still had spirit transformation law beads in his possession. This kind of law beads did not have any value to humans, no one would buy it, but for Dragon Beast, it was like a treasure. Wu Profound was also very happy. He knew that it would definitely be much easier to be with Chen Shang, and now that things were better, they wouldn't need to go hunting Dragon Beast in the future. Just like this, Chen Shang and Wu Profound brought a monkey and arrived at the 109th level. "As long as the time is right, we will head to the 110th floor." Chen Shang was actually very relaxed now. He had only used Dao Crystal S to refine pills for the dragon monkey to eat. 10 days had passed and Chen Shang had already obtained 200 Dragon Beast Dan. "This should help us avoid being eliminated." Chen Shang laughed, "But just in case, we have to make more, anyway we have time." Chen Shang and Wu Profound each had 200 Dragon Beast Dan S in their hands, but they did not take them all out in one go. Rather, they would take them all out based on how much they could take out, as long as they did not get eliminated, because if they took too many out, they would only benefit the host of the Flying Dragon Association. Chen Shang also gave some spirit transformation law beads to the dragon monkey. This could help him change his appearance earlier. Wu Profound did not say anything either. The dragon monkey had saved them a lot of trouble, and he was secretly grateful. "Let's go to the upper level," Chen Shang said. "It's better if we go earlier, just in case something unexpected happens." Wu Profound thought so too. Nodding his head, he quickly followed Chen Shang up the stairs. The staircase was in a forest, and when Chen Shang and Chen Shang entered the forest, they saw the staircase from far away. Just as they sped up, a gloomy and cold chi suddenly attacked them. "There's an ambush. Be careful," Wu Profound anxiously shouted, and immediately avoided the incoming white light beam. After the beam landed on the ground, it created a huge pit in the ground. An extremely strong wave of fire instantly enveloped the entire forest. He had a premonition that it wouldn't be so easy for him and Wu Profound to reach the upper level. This was one of the reasons why he needed to raise his cultivation so urgently, and as expected, he was ambushed while he was going up. With such a powerful attack, it was obvious that he was going to die. Chen Shang was very angry, and rushed forward. 3 Profound Realm. Chen Shang immediately grabbed Wu Profound and stealthily flew away using the law of flight. In just a few blinks of an eye, Chen Shang had already reached the staircase and rushed up. In the moment that he rushed up, he recovered once again, and at this time, Wu Profound still had not reacted. "It's safe now." Wu Profound saw that there were a lot of people here, and they looked like a small village. He heaved a sigh of relief, but right then, Chen Shang disappeared. Chen Shang returned to the lower level and was already invisible. He quickly sensed that the 3 Profound Realm assassin was moving quickly, as if he was trying to escape. This was the staircase, after all, and with the large commotion he made earlier, it would be rather troublesome if the people above knew. "You want to leave?" Chen Shang immediately followed. He also planned to stay far away from this place and find a chance to successfully launch a sneak attack. Very quickly, Chen Shang saw the expert. It was an old man. It should be a rather poor 3 Profound Realm. Its strength is about 7 or 8,000. It seems like he won't have much more to show in the future. Chen Zhang's heart turned cold. "I must find out who sent them to kill me." This old man came to a desolate mountain, as if he was waiting for someone. Chapter 2760. Chen Shang took out the Emperor Seal, and secretly tried to use the power of his second divine sense seize Green Dragon. What he did not expect was that as soon as the Green Dragon released its power, the Emperor Seal started to shake violently, releasing waves after waves of chi. "Not good, we've been discovered by that guy." Chen Shang never expected that after he used the power of the Azure Dragon, it would make the Emperor Seal possess such immense power that even he himself was unable to restrain it. As expected, after the old man sensed the chi, he immediately became vigilant. He was in charge of assassinating Chen Shang, so he naturally had some understanding of Chen Zhang's concealed ability, and guessed that Chen Shang was nearby. "Let's give it a try and see if we can get rid of him." Chen Shang originally wanted to see who the old man would meet up with, but now he was discovered by him. As he was in the air, he immediately teleported to the ground and appeared behind the old man. At the same time, he released his strongest strength in an instant, urging the Azure Dragon in the second Divine Sense Sea to explode. All of the Azure Dragon's power was channeled into the Emperor Seal. Ha! The arm where Chen Shang held the Emperor Seal was wrapped by an Azure Dragon, the Green Dragon's power was continuously transferred into the Emperor Seal, and that boundless power caused Chen Zhang's entire arm to continuously shake, as if he was about to be knocked out. His Emperor Seal pushed the old man horizontally, and at the same time, the seal glowed with a green light, and an incomparably large illusory green dragon appeared behind Chen Shang. The green dragon let out a roar and a violent power surged out from his seal, shaking the world. At the same time, the huge green dragon phantom behind him also shot out a violent green lightning, like a tide pouring down from the 9 heavens, densely packed and enveloping the area. Boom, boom, boom. Chen Shang held the Emperor Seal, gritting his teeth as he constantly smashed it towards the old man from the 3 profound realm. In just a few short moments, he did not remember how many times he had smashed it, he only knew that he had risked his life to release all of his energy into the Emperor Seal. In just a few short moments, the place which was originally surrounded by mountains had been razed to the ground, and there was even a huge pit in the middle. The body of the old man who tried to assassinate Chen Shang was already smashed into pieces, and he was on his last breath, lying inside the huge pit. Although the old man was in a daze, his mind was currently filled with fear. That instantaneous burst of power scared him out of his wits, because this was only a person from the heaven realm attacking him. HMPH, this is what happens when you assassinate me. Chen Shang pressed his hand on the old man's head, he activated soul-absorbing devil spell and searched through the memories in his mind. Soon, he knew who had sent this old man to assassinate him. Flying Dragon Association, Qin Profound, you guys really are colluding. Chen Shang frowned, he was furious in his heart, and threw the old man into the Chuangshi God furnace, turned it into ashes, and left the place. Chen Shang was very surprised. The person in charge of organizing the Flying Dragon Association was actually very partial to Qin Profound, as if Qin Profound had a very mysterious background. The old man sent to assassinate Chen Shang was one of the followers of the old man in charge of organizing the Flying Dragon Association. Qin Profound also colluded with the elder. The third battle is between 2 fighters. When the time comes, it will be very disadvantageous to me. If I don't want to die, I will have to withdraw. Chen Shang already knew the rules of the 3rd round. When the time came, every group of 110 people would engage in a chaotic battle in a fighting stage, and the 10 people who fell first would be eliminated. Currently, he was in the same group as the seated disciples of the 7 divine beast sects, and from what he knew, these sects all had transactions with the person in charge of organizing the Flying Dragon Association. According to the memories of the old man, when the war broke out, all the disciples would join hands and defeat all those who had nothing to do with them. This way, the number of people entering the myriad Tao Divine Tablets formation at that time would be very small, far less than 10,000. Right now, my cultivation is on the brink of rising. At that time, I will be helpless against just one Qin Profound. If those disciples join hands and attack me, with my current strength, I will definitely lose. Chen Zhang's heart was heavy now that he had reached the 110th floor. Seeing that he was able to return, Wu Profound became more relieved as he was worried that Chen Shang was going to look for the killer. However, seeing how serious Chen Zhang's face was, he immediately knew that Chen Shang must have found out about something. How are things now? Chen Shang asked. How many of our people have returned? He's almost back. Qin Profound got the most Dragon Beast Dan. There's over 40 of them, I don't know how he got them. Wu Profound said in a low voice, I've investigated everything clearly, there are more than 10 people who are unable to get their hands on the Dragon Beast Dan. When the time comes these guys will all be eliminated. Although we said that 10 people would be eliminated in each match, judging from the rules now, it is clear that we have to eliminate as many people as possible. This way, the number of people who will enter the myriad Tao Divine Tablets formation will be fewer. Chen Shang nodded his head, I will only take out 5 or 6 Dragon Beast Dan. Wu Profound and Chen Shang had handed over their Dragon Beast Dan and successfully passed through the competition. It was not surprising for them to be able to pass through this round since Chen Shang and the other disciples had some ability after all. That was why Qin Profound had sent people to ambush Chen Shang and Wu Profound. Now, the second round had ended. 17 people from Chen Zhang's group had been eliminated. This month, everyone should be very tired, so the 3rd round will be held in a month. After the third round, the myriad Tao Divine Tablets formation will arrive around the same time, just in time to enter the myriad Tao Divine Tablets formation. The old man said, the third round is a competition of strength. When the time comes, all of you will enter a battlefield. As long as you hold on for an hour and do not fall, you will be able to pass. This was exactly what Chen Shang understood. He clenched his fist tightly. He had noticed the elder's cold gaze just now. The old man who tried to assassinate him earlier was one of the followers of the old man who just spoke. This old man came from a higher level power. He came here to collect many benefits, which was why he agreed to do business with the sect. After the disbanding, Qin Profound came over to Chen Zhang's side and said coldly, Chen Shang, if you know what's good for you, then don't participate in the third round. Of course, even if you don't participate, you will only live a little longer. Are you threatening me? Chen Shang said coldly. I am only kindly telling you that your death is imminent. Before you die, do something joyful or you will never be able to enjoy it again. After Qin Profound finished, he laughed and left. Heard what he said just now, and felt a great sense of danger. He was so close to Chen Shang. At that time, Qin Profound would definitely not let him off. Chen Shang, are we really going to leave? Wu Profound had already determined that he did not have enough strength to defeat Qin Profound.